intro. Y'all ain't ready for this. The disrespect is real.
I don't give a fuck. I'll do it again. I'm not above it. I am that snake bitch.
No, it's okay. You guys are all welcome to trash Queen in the chat. We'll hold a whole panel on Queen.
I am honest to a point, but a lot of the things I talk about aren't true.
Wait, somebody not telling the truth on YouTube? Are you fucking serious? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Got a monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me. The road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the sword. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded.
Me and my friends, we're gonna find you and we're gonna rip you apart like a wasteland.
Snakes don't get a fucking safe space. If she wants to keep it going, then we'll keep going. If she wants to stop the bullshit, then we'll stop the bullshit. But I'm not gonna fucking sit here and let anybody lie on my motherfucking name.
Bring your app. The fucking link is in the chat. That's
Oh, loose booty, wet panty looking ass boy. Replay that, Queen. Her name is Queen. It ain't really so much Queen. Queen B. Queen B. Queen B. Okay, there. Queen B. Queen B's money. Queen B ain't got no money. Queen B.
She always fucks some shit up. I don't know why PJ doesn't get his ass on a motherfucking leash and get his ass under control. Fuck.
Better than never. I can feel my heart rate, adrenaline pressure. It's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather. Yo, I'm a go-getter. Try to do it like me, but I do it better. I got a mind that's clever. The beast inside is competitive as ever. I'm conscious, my subconscious, an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness I can honest believe. But don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. So, he's locked away inside with the key control by fight or flight.
And I haven't brought it public, you know why? Because someone that I was fucking close to is in the middle of a goddamn lawsuit. How do I get my hands on your stuff? Because I need something to clean these titty flaps. My dove is just not doing it.
Bring your asses. As simple as that. Come in. I mean, bring it. Bring your asses. Hey, don't get Queen B and her 550, 600 servants. Bring their asses out.
You might have started it, but I'm gonna finish it.
Absolutely. Or go to somebody else's panel. Let me just say Queen B's panel. I'm telling you, we all need to go up on Queen B's panel because that seems where everybody's going. I guess Queen B is like the god of YouTube.
Queen B Escobar, bro.
She's in China just making drugs.
You know, I run the cartel on the YouTubes. I run the cartel here. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what boss bitches do.
Exactly.
He's beefing with the Queen B because I heard the stinger sucks.
This lady Queen B with the lip ring is innocent. You two weirdos are being weird. No, I know who this is. You're the lady that was on Molly Go Lightly.
No. You have no doubt QB could hold her own with any female on YouTube. Let me tell you something we all learned a long time ago.
I would fuck her up and drag her from here to China. Let's meet one-on-one.
Writing checks, their mouth can't cash. Bitch, I didn't write a check, my mouth can't cash. I cash all them motherfucking checks.
And I cannot for the life of me understand why people put her on a pedestal. And these allegedly smart people put her on this pedestal like she's something important.
We got to tell you about yourself. It's your fucking old lying ass over there. Is her fucking name obnoxiously relevant?
Because
I know, she changed it.
She meant to say obnoxious and irrelevant. That's what she meant to say.
And coincidentally, it sounds exactly like Queen Bee's voice because, as I've always thought, Queen Bee is using some sort of slight distortion on her voice when she broadcasts.
Exposed!
Queen Bee exposed! Oh my god, bitch.
Did they get that Dugan?
Said they get that Dugan. That shit chronicle shady. You better fucking shut your mouth with that. Well, stop.
Wow. What in the hell? Someone told Queen Bee that you said it was her hacking your emails. What the hell is wrong with people?
Take your ass to bed. It's fucking past your bedtime. Go on now.
Right? Why you gotta be crying?
I'm fucking killing the vibe, bitch. Take your ass to bed. Boston, no, I'm not capping at all. I'm telling the whole truth.
Good, babe.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna skedaddle. You know me, skedaddling away.
All right.
Pumpkin. I love you too.
I despise you, Boston.
Whatever.
Good morning, beautiful.
Happy day.
Happy day, baby. We got triggered today. Gotta trigger these motherfuckers every day.
Baby Jesus showed us that, you guys. I swear to God.
I know that's right, because you just put right on that shit.
Yes, I did. Baby Jesus was like, look here.
Yeah, fuck the pause. Pause for the cause. Fuck that pause.
I'm just trying to be a better person. I know it.
Let's see here. God damn it, Duke. You hear him?
Yes, the dog is.
Damn it, Duke.
Girl, this tea is piping.
It's living. Motherfucker's hot.
That just burnt the roof of my mouth.
Where's Candy Sue? Where's she at? You heard that like I heard that one. Fire in the hole. Smoke him if you got him.
You're like the type of person that would probably be in the back of the class.
Fuck you, B-Tim.
Ellie's a thug.
Right.
You don't
We're all thugs around here. Shambles. Thank you for supporting the hot biddies. Y'all wasn't ready for that, was you?
Wait, I wasn't, bitch. I was not. I wasn't even close to ready for that shit. All right, I love you, baby girl. I'm gonna jump off.
I love you too, baby doll. Yo, what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all been? It's been a long time. I feel like it's been a long time. It's been a couple of days. It's been a few days, y'all. It's been a few rough days. But things are getting better little by little, you know what I mean? Things are getting better little by little. So let's catch up. What's been going on? I've been missed a whole lot of shit. I know it's been too long, huh, baby? It's been too long. I know I missed stuff in the Karen Reed case. I know I've been missing stuff with this Micah Miller. I know I done missed stuff about the Sebastian case. Oh, there's all kinds of shit going on. I see nonsense is lighting Brittany's ass up. There's a whole lot. Shambles. Also, so apparently there's well, you know, as y'all know, there's a lot of clones going around anyways, but apparently there's a clone under the name of Tawanda. So I've never met this person, don't know who she is, never talked to her. Doesn't ever come in here. You know what I'm saying? None of that kind of stuff. So I don't really know much. Oh, what's up, B-Tim?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's happening, man? So I don't really know her, but she apparently was not the person making those nasty ass comments. So I have no idea who it is. I guess she's from a different community. I don't know, but I just seen she was in there starting shit in Jones's chat. So was talking shit and running her fucking mouth, talking, starting shit. So I was really pissed. I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. And I'm sorry that she lost her chickens. That's horrible. Those are her pets. And I understand it. I didn't think it was okay that she tried to attack Nini's mental health. I think that was some fucking bullshit, some hypocritical bullshit, because she's got mental health issues of her own. So for her to go that fucking low was real shitty. But I mean, in true Jones and fashion, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyhow, though, I'm sorry she went through that. I'm sorry she's going through that. It still fucking sucks. It is what it is. But,
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, there's a whole lot going on that I've missed. I missed a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, everything from solo cups to confirmation. The taillight was broken at.
Oh, you're Karen reading right now. You want to do Karen read first?
I
Yeah.
can do Karen read a little bit.
I know you've probably been excited as hell. So I heard you was up on heels talking to her for a little while. I hope she's doing okay.
She's doing okay. I didn't see her this afternoon. Her live kind of dropped. I was wondering what was going on. So we'll see. Maybe she just had something coming up. But it's basically got confirmed that when they did a wellness check in the morning, like the morning of 8:23 and 57, he pulled up, showed the back of Karen Reed's car with the broken taillight.
Wait. Who pulled up? Where?
Police officers pulled up. One of the witnesses testified today and yesterday, the ending of yesterday, to do a wellness check for the adopted kids of John O'Keefe, and they pulled up and they had their dash.
So John O'Keefe was taking care of his brother's kids, and they went to do a wellness check on him.
John O'Keefe was deceased.
Is that what you just said, or what? What are you saying?
No. John O'Keefe is deceased. They want to go to do a wellness check on the kids because they thought no one was watching them. The police. They went with the dash. They have a dash cam. They pulled up.
Oh, wait. They left the kids at home when they went out?
Yes. Karen Reed left her kids at home alone when she went out. Yes.
Well, she wasn't the only one that went out. John went out with her. They were together at the bar.
I'm talking about the morning of, okay?
Oh, the next, okay.
The next day, not the night of.
Okay, right, okay.
Okay, John's deceased. John's deceased.
Right.
Okay. Karen Reed's in the air. She's just running around.
Yeah.
And basically the kids are left alone. So the cops come over to do a wellness check at 8:23 in the morning. They have a dash cam. And then they show the back of Karen Reed's car, and it shows the broken taillight in the back of the car at 8:23 in the morning, which destroys that idiot Sean's whole explanation about how the taillight was never broken when it pulled out at 5. It was never broken, and how, like, the idiot Claire tried to say the tow truck driver towed the car and the taillight was never broken and all that conspiracy bullshit. So it showed that the taillight was broken before. Now, is Karen Reed going to come in and state that it was broken because of John backing into John's car at 5 in the morning? Probably. That's going to be her excuse. But that's kind of work against them, because the entire time the Karen Reed group has been stating that it's impossible for that taillight to break, and how even if it went 60 feet back and 27 miles an hour, that taillight wouldn't break, but yet it's going to break with a light tap, barely touching the other car. Okay. So they showed it. I mean, they had they showed the picture and everything online. Let me see. Lolly is the best asset. Unfortunately, Lolly is you're seeing two different types of attorneys. You see one attorney that is all flair and lack of substance. I think a lot of times Alan Jackson is lack of substance. I don't know why he wasted about 3 fucking days on the paramedics trying to say, well, you misheard this or whatnot, when his own fucking client went on national TV and said, I said, did I hit him? With a did, and then with a question mark, and then trying to say that they're all connected and they're covering up. Meanwhile, she admitted that she said it, but she's saying she did was a question mark. So that doesn't work. I think the worst part was the solo cups. I could not believe that they actually put the solo cups in a fucking grocery bag and then put the solo cups next to the bumper of the motherfucking car. I sat there, I was like, really, guys? Really? That kind of convinced me it wasn't a conspiracy, because that's just the stupidity is too grand to be a conspiracy. That's like when people sat there and, you'd have to believe, like the Summer Wells case, you have to believe that the Wells are smarter than TBI and everyone else. But if you listen to their, online, you realize they're not. If the cops were part of a conspiracy, they are, they're doing a bad job putting the stuff next to the bumper, then taking a picture of it. It just blew my mind when I saw that. That was definitely a win for the defense on that one. I have to admit that was quite stupid. I didn't realize that. But besides that,
JP, you up here?
What's up, JP?
Yeah, it's me.
Voices, Bree.
Hey,
I am. Yep, and I am me. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Okay,
I'm here. I sent you a link on Discord.
I seen it. I'm fucking cracking up. Hold on.
Dude.
What?
It's Grant going off on Turtle Boy.
Yeah, Chronicles has the video.
Yes.
Yeah, Chronicles has a video. Chronicles of the Oblivious.
No, this is on. This is on. This is on.
Oh, did you hear that? Also,
since we're on Twitter,
since we're on, since we're on,
you need to watch Kodo's video too.
Since we're on the subject of Grant, apparently, he's making a claim that it says a leaked private message indicates supporters of named the Glare, aka the Grifter, a man with the history of using, that allegation, and tends to make a fake phone calls to Dedham PD and Mass State, indicating that members.
I seen that too. I'm like, God damn.
And it shows his Discord, and it shows a Discord picture, and has like it looks like it has someone named EXAGA. And I'm thinking that might be Turtle Boy, because he says the bastard wasted my day. And then it has Nikki 6 with the My Lips Are Sealed. And then
I've been sitting over in Emily D. Baker's chat watching this trial and listening to her say, oh, well, we might have these perjury charges because the internet went sleuthing and found these photos and sent them to the defense and this and that and the other. And I've been holding in this screaming. Those are Turtle Boy supporters, and they're sending screenshots during a trial.
Well,
why is this allowed?
Also, some of them are, I've heard from Heels, she states that some of them are like edited in. So, I mean, unless you get the actual
Exactly. And I actually asked her about that. I sent her a super chat and she didn't understand what I meant. I was like, you can send screenshots of other people's Facebook pages as evidence, but you can't submit a photograph without all the EXIF data attached. Since when? And she didn't understand what I meant. All they had were screenshots of someone else's Facebook page.
Yeah, the problem with her is that she doesn't really. It feels like she's just new to the case, and sometimes I think she's missing key details. Mainly because
she is.
I think maybe because the fault, maybe she's not listening, or maybe it's just the prosecution is not making he's not like Alan Jackson, where he's basically repeats everything over and over again to the point of ad nauseum, and he highlights any winning point he can get over and over again. And unfortunately, you're seeing a comparison between, and this is the video, Grant, a comparison between one that's following the rules and being very, very just to the facts, and one that is just being the most sleaziest kind of lawyer I've ever seen recently. I think he's even more sleazier than possibly the OJ attorneys, to be honest.
She was in the LA DA's office at the same time Alan Jackson was. She is an Alan Jackson fangirl.
Oh yeah, because
really
he's being very sleazy. He's being disrespectful to the witnesses. It's really, I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, he's being really. At one point, he was spelling steak to the attorney, and that's to the witness. I was like, oh, but you didn't use steaks. He's like, we didn't have steaks, and then he spells it out very rudely. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, sir, you do realize these are officers. You could show some goddamn respect to some of these people, because it's you know what I mean? You're doing your job, but you're being very disrespectful, and you're being disrespectful to the EMT workers. And I think that's going to look bad. And I think the worst.
I don't think they really give two fucks at this point. And if they take the heat off Karen and put it on themselves, that's going to be even, that's
true.
Be even better,
Yeah.
And all everybody keeps commenting is that the cops are being belligerent and the cops are being evasive, and what does it matter that guy's kid plays baseball? You don't understand the history and what this defense has been doing to these cops for the last 2 years.
Well, it might come in because the idiot Turtle Boy is trying to actually get into the courtroom as a member of the press,
Yeah, he has been. I heard that.
So let's watch this.
Watch this video.
Let's watch the
Wow,
video.
God, it's great.
Yeah, Grant goes the fuck off. I was like, you know what?
Okay.
One thing I have been missing is Grant snapping the fuck out.
Yeah.
The shit is fucking hilarious to me, and I need some goddamn laughs. Fuck, you guys.
You'll get to the fill in just a minute, baby.
You ready?
You may leave the line.
Oh, yeah.
And look, can we just all appreciate his 1980 glasses?
Oh, I love it.
You may leave the line to go get food. You may be an accused rapist who admitted to their crime and sent a video of it to their victim, Lindsay Gattani. You may do that. We may allow Matt Johnson or whoever the fuck to go to the bathroom or go get food.
Okay.
Fuck off.
So who put Boston 25's thing there?
Whoever the fuck worked for Ted Daniel and was here last night.
Okay.
You weren't here, were you? Were you here when Matt Johnson put that down? No. Were you here when he took the video? No, because people work shifts. Get someone to fucking work for you.
Well, who's working the shift right now from WBZ? I don't see.
They're over there, you fucking moron.
Okay. Well, what about Court TV? Who's
wherever the fuck they went?
Okay. Okay.
You need to understand you control nothing here. You are at the whims of your colleagues who outvote and outnumber you by
Was there really a vote? Was there a
It's
vote?
not a vote, you moron. We're telling you with our eyes that you are to respect the line.
Is that true? Is there a we here? Was there a vote that took place or something?
His face?
Can we appreciate his fucking eyes? Do you see him doing his little eye batter? Look, watch his eyebrows.
Eyebrow wiggle.
Watch his eyebrows.
Respect the line.
Is that true? Is there a we here?
Damn, them eyebrows
God.
are fucking serious, Jack.
Imagine getting pressed by fucking Grant. Like fucking Turtle Boy is like literally getting pressed by fucking Grant. And then he goes home and he's like, I was if I didn't have bail, I would have done something with it. I'm like, bro, you're not doing anything. You're 5'2" and you fucking look like a little Oompa Loompa. You wouldn't even do anything to Grant.
Is there a vote that took place or something?
It's not a democracy, you moron.
Well, that's what voting usually is.
Right. It is a collective consensus that you may leave the line to go to the bathroom.
People get here and they put chairs because they're doing camera shots and they got to come back.
Yep.
So it's kind of understood that if you have a chair here,
Okay.
you got to.
So you can just come here at 7 o'clock and put.
Yes. You can come there at 7 o'clock. Or like Grant at like fucking literally at like fucking 4 in the morning.
I think
he was
4
there.
a.m. they've been going. That's what I hear. Like
And
the guy
apparently-
in the first guy.
Apparently, these guys get paid $80, like these placeholders for these $80 an hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
Voices, you got to.
Trust me, I'm already working on it. Baby, I'm already working on it for the next
Look,
big
I'm
court
clipping
case.
those fucking eyebrows. That eyebrow up. Look, I'm clipping that. I don't give two shit.
I need to move somewhere where people crime so I can get this job, man.
Well, they did it during like Johnny Depp. It's whenever there's like a line. It's not really like that many times that there's like a line to get into a courthouse. But this is so small that they created this.
Supply and demand, capitalism.
Yep.
Turtle Boy should have told. Like, that's the shocking thing to me is like, why didn't he have like one of his, cult
I
members
know.
send them there? Be like, I'm sure if he told Tom or someone like that, hey, get there at 3 a.m. I want you to sit there and fucking.
He
hold
might
us
have
up.
somebody there tomorrow at this point because he knows
Probably.
local people and somebody will do it. They did it for Johnny Depp. They had people there like lining up and paying people to hold their line.
Well, they're not getting paid by this guy. This guy didn't donate $10 to Karen Reed. He's not giving a dime to his.
Oh, dude, you should have heard what he said. He was like, "All right, Turtle Riders, I'm gonna need you guys to take shifts, and I need to start at 2 a.m."
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I knew it. He's gonna.
I bet he
there
could
a
get
few
Mr.
hours
Green
before.
Shirt. Yep. Get Mr. Green Shirt to do it.
Who's Mr.
But
Green Shirt?
what's wild to me is he's being accused. He's waiting like 17 charges for witness intimidation for this case, and he's already got a clip of him saying that he wanted to dox the jury on another case, and that's being sent to the judge. And he's decided to try to get into the courtroom for the case that he has 17 charges for. That is. I don't know if like Bridal is like his head's gonna fucking explode if he gets into that courtroom. I don't know. I'm wondering if he's like sitting there. He's like, my God, what the fuck was I thinking when I picked up this client? What is he doing? He's doing everything he can to get into jail. All he needs to
Ellie,
do-
Mr. Green Shirt is an older guy that always wears the same green hoodie that says "Free Karen Reed." That's just
Oh,
what I
okay.
call him in my head.
Mr. Greensford.
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
Care
I
Bear
don't know who
member
that
for 12 months. You got your crown, Miss Care Bear. You should be getting it. Your gold crown. Happy Life. Thank you for becoming a new member. And Bree, I just seen this. This is my hive. I missed you. I missed you too, Biddy. Happy Life. Missed you. Thank so fucking much. I appreciate that, baby doll. Welcome back. Thank you, Literal Davis fam. Kimber's a new member. I don't know why it popped you on here twice, baby. I don't know why that did that, but blank screen. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. And be still. Hope you're well. Thank you, baby. I'm getting there. You know, a little at a time, one day at a time, right?
Yep.
I apologize if you hear thunder. It's storming to the east of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got it coming this way too. So, all right, ready to roll?
Yep.
You could come here at 8 p.m. the night before.
I don't know. I get here at 4 in the morning.
Okay.
And I'm paid by Channel 7.
Oh,
$80 an hour
don't
to be
even.
here.
Okay, yeah.
Don't even engage with him.
No, so all right, so because I'm new to this, so
No, you're not.
So if somebody's put
Grant always checks the fuck out of
if I
him.
just happen to oversleep and come now, I don't have a right. If Curtis puts his chair here, I don't say, well,
We don't
Curtis,
cut.
I've been here every day at 4, but I overslept today. Sorry.
so all you have to do is just come here at 7 night before, put your chair first, and you
You
can
have
go
to
back
stay
home.
here.
You have to stay here.
They have crews that are
Well, who
here.
was staying here from Boston 25 News?
Oh, there was like 6 people
All right,
here.
was there 6 people from Boston 25 News here? Is that true?
They were out doing
Live shots all fucking. You are a fucking moron.
Okay.
They literally sleep there.
They literally sleep here. Okay.
You are so dumb. It's not even funny. You're not getting in. Just give up.
He's a person wrestling.
I mean,
And you're certainly not stealing someone's spot because you didn't get here in time.
by my count, I'm number 10.
No, you're actually 11 or 12.
Well, I count 10 if Court TV's.
He said,
Oh my
respect the line.
Respect the line, motherfucker.
Oh my god.
I'm done.
He wants them to boot Court TV for him?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think that's happening, sir.
Not gonna happen, Turtle Boy. Not gonna fucking happen.
I think some guy who got a bootleg award for some blog is not gonna boot Court TV.
Now that we've watched this, you got to play Kodos because it's even funnier. Because
Yeah, it has his action, his like
Turtle Boy
after
was
reaction.
responding at the same time, Grant, to what
Yes,
Grant was saying.
I was gonna pop it on, but it's 11 minutes long.
Yeah, so
That's a long fucking video.
come on. By the way, can you show the picture of the taillight, like the broken taillight, so people know what the hell I'm talking about?
Yeah. You want to pop it over? You got it, baby? I mean, I don't. I ain't got it. So if you got it,
I got it. I put it in the back, but I can share my screen if you want.
I have to say, because oh my god, the automotive stupidity. Oh my god, I have seen so many people be so confidently, pardon my French, fucking wrong about automotive things in the last 3 days.
I can show you.
He's
Yeah, so that's
driving me nuts.
That's it. Like, do you see like this? And you see this is red.
Oh, here, you
and
want
this
me
is
to
red.
put yours up? Is this you want me to put yours up, baby?
Yeah, you could put that's it, but you can enlarge that. I can stop.
Yeah, zoom in on the right hand side. It's actually the backup light.
You see, like one end's
on the outside on the right.
I can't zoom.
Somebody
in.
said it looks
Oh,
like
okay.
snow, but like that little area right there, it's like
That is an empty tail lamp pocket full of snow.
Yeah. So that was
it goes about 3 inches further down.
So that was about 8:23 in the morning. So Sean was full of shit. The glare was full of shit. Turtle Boy was full of shit. Turtle Boy had been wrong about everything. He was wrong about the snow. He said it was 2 inches of snow. Wasn't that bad, guys? Wasn't that bad? They've been wrong about everything. I just have to say that much. I just sat there and I was like, man, what the fuck's wrong with them? But yeah, that's the taillight, by the way.
Now, here's some other things that I was laying out that I've been holding in. I was trying to get them out at Kathy's. It's driving me nuts. When a vehicle hits a soft target, that soft target does not land where the vehicle hit it. It flies.
Yeah.
The blood from the impact is not going to be under them.
Correct.
By the way,
impact damage is going to go through the clothing, as anyone who has ever fallen and scraped their knee without ripping their jeans will attest to.
Yeah.
The majority of the polycarbonate, which is neither plastic nor glass, oh my God, the majority of the polycarbonate from the broken tail lamp would have fallen into the pocket and sprinkled out along the road as she drove away. They were never going to find it.
The 44 pieces, yeah.
And if his shoe got caught up in the bumper, it's probably in a ditch rotted along the road somewhere.
They found the other shoe.
They found the other shoe. They found it.
Okay.
They
yeah,
found the shoe.
probably just flew off when he.
They flew off when he got hit by the car, allegedly.
But
Most times people are hit by cars, they're knocked out of their shoes, even if they're tied.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, also, okay, so everyone's seen that, and also apparently, so we can get to the Grant, the Turtle Boy and Grant meltdown, the Turtle Boy meltdown over Grant. I never seen a man so defeated when I seen that video with Kodo. Then he's like, "This is a man that knows the other one is on parole, on bail." I'm like, bro, you're 5'2" and you're a fucking Oompa Loompa. You're scared of even fighting Grant. Like, let's be real. Have we ever heard that Turtle Boy has ever been in a fight in his life? Like, with another man? No. Tell me a fight that he's ever been in.
He fought to get into that shirt he was wearing.
The only people he's fought is like women. He's never fought a man, and he's scared of Grant. Like, he's really scared of Grant. He got pressed by Grant. He had like the defeated voice when he was responding to him. He was being submissive to Grant. That just tells you everything. It's sad. Anyway, let's see the Turtle Boy. You can play the got that. Taking a moment.
Yep, we got a little asshole over here, so you gotta get
new member, new friend,
new asshole in the family.
New 2.0
shit over here. She's into fucking everything. God damn it. Oh,
God damn it.
God
damn the dog.
Gosh dang it. Daddy's baby girl, member for 17 months. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Pamela, thank you for becoming a new member. Heather B. Beachy, upstate New York's $10 super chat says absolutely terrible day of being doxxed, but blessed to be here. What the fuck? Who's doxing you out? God dang it. Fuck's going on here?
Yeah, I heard Seasons was had a little rant. She might have been a little alleviated, but then Laura did a perfectly fine and reasonable thing and threatened to go to her house and beat her up.
Go figure.
This is like that makes sense.
Nothing like a little, couple threats of going real life, going to people's houses. And
yeah,
didn't miss shit at all, did I?
Like
that's one thing I did miss being over at EDB's for the last 3 days is I didn't catch any of the drama stuff.
I haven't really been paying too much attention to all that shit either. But Sir Smoke a lot, thank you for being a member for 14 months. I appreciate that love. Slim Jim, we've been praying for you and your family. QB, I'm so very sorry about your fur babies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, baby. And thank you for gifting 5 memberships. If y'all got one, make sure you tell her thank you. They're rolling over, so a lot of them are falling off now. So
what were we gonna say, JP?
I said Laura can't even pick up her dirty underwear off the floor. She ain't pulling up at nobody's house.
Wow.
Damn, we got Sincel the beta man in here. Dang, Gemmel.
Yeah.
Shoot. I heard he was out walking in the woods thinking about me.
Oh my God, he sure was.
You've been missing me, hun, Sincel. I knew you've been missing me, little bitch.
He wanted you to hold his hand and walk in the woods with him.
My little bitch.
Yeah.
Looking for fun.
I want you to hold my hand while I walk through the woods and think about you, Queen Bee.
He was superimposing.
I don't know why he keeps posting pictures of Emily in a bee suit.
No.
I'm like, gosh, dang.
Her cat.
We're gonna see this Turtle Boy and Grant tantrum. Okay.
Oh, this is Coda's.
Like this is what I had to deal with.
Oh my God, this is
at the
so
courthouse
good.
today.
This is
And
what
I'm
I
not
had to
dealing
deal
with
with
this
at the
ever
courthouse
again.
today.
You are accused. You sent a video of you Lindsay Gattani to her, and you admitted to it in text. Fuck
Oh
you.
my
Get
god!
to the back of
Look,
the line. Do not
it's
touch.
fucking funnier at 1.5 speed.
Oh my god, it is funnier. It looks, but look how defeated Turtle Boy is, man. That look of defeat. I've never seen that in a man.
Look,
Well,
Grant steps up and just goes the fuck off.
just gets into his face, fucking felts him completely.
He doesn't even protest his innocence.
He doesn't even protest because he did that like bullshit. Because I know what happened. I know what Turtle Boy does. He sends like the materials to you, and then he says, "I didn't mean it like that. I meant it in another way when I sent this video." And he probably did that to that woman, and it's fucking backfiring on him, like it always does to scumbags like that. So maybe he'll catch extra charges. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe there'll be extra charges for Mr. Turtle Boy. Who can get more $5 haircuts in jail.
Anything's possible.
$5 haircuts.
We will see. Because you can keep on playing.
That's so
you can't get $5 footlongs anymore, but you can get $5 haircuts in jail,
Yeah,
especially when you commit multiple felonies.
That's his favorite part. Remember that? You can just start talking
He
about
even
that.
interviewed the guy that gave him his haircut in jail.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Shut up. I got to go back and watch that. That's funny. That's very Turtle Boy of him.
Yeah.
This guy gave me the best haircuts
He
of
gave
my
me
life.
the best haircut,
That's very
guys.
Turtle Boy of him. Kimber, thank you for gifting 10 memberships, baby. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm done. 10 ramen. All right, here we go.
Belong to you. You may leave the line if you want to go to the bathroom. You may leave the line if you want to go get something to eat. You may not touch stuff that does not belong to you. You fucking accused. Get out of my fucking line.
He said, "Get out of my fucking line and flip the bird."
I love how he keeps crossing his arms, and then he starts talking
That
again.
shit is fucking hilarious to me.
Someone needs to add like an edit, like da 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 da, and they put like the cap and the blunt in his mouth when he does that middle finger and he does the cross arms. Da 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 da.
He actually, he reminds me even my brother, my older brother, even has the same hair. And when he road rages, he yells at people to get off his road. And Grant's given the exact same vibe.
Get out of my courtroom. This is my courtroom.
Grant has glasses. Grant is wearing glasses over glasses.
He is wearing glasses over
I said, can we just appreciate the 1980, 1990 glasses?
I know. The double glasses, though. That's a good look.
Glasses.
He's got a very NPH looking profile though, doesn't he?
What?
Neil Patrick Harris. I almost expect him to burst into a Hollywood or Broadway number.
Hauser.
Somebody in the chat said Art Garfunkel.
Art Garfunkel.
Hair.
Garfunkel.
Art
Garfunkel. Oh,
no.
All right, let's see what Turtle's response is. This defeated man who's got felted by Grant, who got completely fucking pressed by Grant.
Thumped by Grant.
Thumped by Grant. He had to pick up his chair and go home, Turtle Boy. He had to be told the Turtle Boy had to be sent home to his room without dinner and cry in his bedroom. All right, let's see. I'll keep quiet, Queen. We're only 40 seconds in. Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it's 11-minute video. We may not even get through this motherfucker.
Listen to me repeat. Let's go.
You see,
yeah, I've only been on this for 11 o'clock.
All right. Again, this is in front of 7 or 8 people. That's the kind of thing that you say to a person when you know that they're out on bail.
Sure.
That's the kind of thing that you say to a person when you know that they're out on bail. Right? You're just making shit up. Making shit up. And here's another one of him. This is what else he was doing this morning.
Out of my line, you accused. You sent a video of Lindsay Gattani to Lindsay and admitted that she was intoxicated and incapable of consent when you get out of my line. Fucking punk. no one wants you here. And it's going to be like this every minute of every day until Judge Canoni or someone bans you from his fucking court.
So let's see. I got another one here.
Imagine if you were one of these placeholders.
We're not getting it. She's here ahead of you. I stripped her. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Fucking accused. You want me to tell them about the text messages and the video you sent of you, Lindsay? Fucking accused. Get out of my fucking line. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Again, that's the kind of shit you say when you know the person you're saying that to is out on bail.
He doesn't even deny it. Like, what? Why are you not denying it? Oh my God.
Right, in front of those 7 or 8 people.
You're like, well, I'll let him embarrass himself. Like, he's making a fool of himself. Now, this guy's got a press pass. He doesn't work for anyone. He has no job. He lives with his mother, who is Wendy. He calls it my line. He literally called it my line, that this is his area. And
he's in law school.
Held, like you see there, he held the seat for the Boston Herald, who didn't ask for the seat to be held. He did that specifically so that he could say when he gets there,
in the basement,
right? Unfortunately, I was the 11th or 12th person, not person there, but in line. Like there's empty seats.
Maybe you could be roommates with the
Gretchen
Claire.
Moss, who doesn't work for anyone, has no job, isn't writing a story on this, is literally just a spectator. That's it. Doesn't bring a notebook with her, doesn't bring a phone, doesn't bring anything, doesn't write about this. She's literally just taking up a spot in court.
And that's not true.
And this
She
is,
works for the Boston Globe.
watch this one.
You may leave the line to go to the bathroom. You may leave the line to go get food.
By the way,
I thought her name sounded familiar.
I was gonna say why does he give a fuck who's in there? It doesn't matter what she's in there for. It's his fucking spot. But you know what? They bitched about the goddamn courtroom because they couldn't see the witnesses. They bitched about it. They wanted to be in a different courtroom, so they knew it was going to be smaller. They knew. So obviously they didn't want a bunch of people in there. They didn't want to be a spectacle, obviously.
The lady that he's speaking of is a woman who actually works for the Boston Globe. I learned that today when I was with Elise. Yeah, she actually works for the Boston Globe. So what Turtle Boy is saying is absolute lies.
Shocker.
I was gonna say, wow, really?
Really? This is that he's lies for money? Oh wow. Holy fuck.
And she's a woman. I'm going to assume she has a bag. How does he know what's in her bag if he's never been inside the courtroom?
And he does realize there's something called a cell phone. Someone could be like texting or writing notes on their cell phone these days. They could put like a little keyboard, little hardware to the cell phone and use this like a laptop dummy. This also, I would also like to point out to the poor guys that's sitting on this line who get to pay $80 an hour, have to deal with Turtle Boy and this shit. Like, I kind of feel bad. They've been there since 4 a.m. and they're like, oh my God, what the fuck? I just want to fucking get my $80 an hour and get the fuck out of here.
That guy didn't seem like he cared. He's like, if he's like a little entertainment, it's fine. I think with that guy, he was fine with it. I mean,
yeah.
And if she's a print journalist, she could literally just be there with a voice recorder.
Yeah.
Correct.
I also, I mean, like, I just think like him saying that the other person doesn't have Turtle Boy, you work for yourself, you're freelance, and you live in your mom's basement because you were you fucked around and found out. All right.
Well, he thinks that YouTube is his job, you know.
Yeah.
I tried to wake you up too. Get her, but
Queen, you're not on mute. By the way, Grant is sleeping in concrete, and he's only 4,000. Yeah, I'm saying like you got to be there like real fucking early with these people. But yeah, I mean,
I heard Jen McCabe might testify tomorrow. Did you hear that?
If I took off tomorrow for that particular reason.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes.
And also Brian, you think too, Albert?
Listen, I want to hear because like. They've built up Jen McCabe like she's the fucking devil herself.
I didn't give 2 shits.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. You know what I mean? I covered.
Yeah, it's all right. I appreciate you, baby.
But anyway.
Yeah, they've really built Jen McCabe up like she's Satan herself, literally like she floated across the snow and left no footprints.
I'm surprised that like the song doesn't play as soon as she enters the car. Don't Patre or something like that from like the fucking Antichrist movies.
She's like Mother Jen Teresa.
Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious to see like fucking AJ try to spin off that a soccer mom who has I think has no criminal record. By the way, has her own attorney who's been prepping her. Is the devil herself that planned a premeditated murder. That's going to be amazing to watch. Definitely going to be amazing to watch.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, when they did the site view and took him out and everything, and when they started bringing out photographs of where he was found, how far from the door that flagpole is, how close to the shrubs that he was laying, and how far that is from the front door and the driveway. I don't think a single one of those jurors is the least bit surprised that no one saw him under 6 inches of snow when they left half drunk and drove home.
Yeah. All right, let's. You want to play more? Or I'll keep quiet, Queen. You know me.
Yeah, it only goes, Grant only goes up to like right here, so we'll just stop it right there because the rest is just Turtle Boy bitching. That's pretty much, there's nothing else with Grant there but him bitching.
Essentially, Turtle Boy does a call to action to email this person and complain about what just transpired.
Also, it's also alleged that he's in some sort of Discord, and he also said to, someone could anonymously call the cops and report Grant is carrying live ammunition, that kind of thing. So it's either him or someone like him in a Discord, one of his fans, calling that they should make a false police report about weapons being leaked out of a Discord. Interesting.
What a bitch boy move.
Right? Next level bitch boy move right there.
Anyway, I'll keep quiet and you can play it. I talk too much, sorry.
Bless your heart, beat Tim.
Nonsense. Let me see. He technically, in the neighbor's yard, the 911 call came into the neighbor's address. Wait a minute. You mean they weren't doing a cover-up for the police officer? Oh, okay. My bad. That's too logical. We got to believe in the conspiracy, We got to believe in that conspiracy, guys.
If the state police had just said yes.
You may do that. We may allow Matt Johnson or whoever the fuck to go to the bathroom or go get food. Okay. Fuck off.
So who put Boston 25's thing?
Whoever the fuck worked for Ted Daniel and was here last night. Okay. You weren't here, were you? Were you here when Matt Johnson put that down? No. Were you here when he took a video? No, because people work shifts. Get someone to fucking work for you.
Who's working the shift right now for WBZ? I don't see.
They're over there, you fucking moron.
Well, what about Court TV?
Wherever the fuck they went. Okay. You need to understand you control nothing here. You are at the whims of your colleagues who outvote and outnumber you.
Was there really a vote?
It's not a vote, you moron. We're telling you with our eyes that you are to respect the line.
Is that true? Is there a we here? Is there a vote that took place or something?
It's not a democracy, you moron.
Well, that's what voting usually is.
Right. It is a collective consensus that you may leave the line to go to the bathroom.
People get here and they put chairs because they're doing camera shots and they got to come back. So it's kind of understood that if you have a chair here.
Okay. It's kind of understood. That's how this works. So this guy is not a reporter. He tells me he's being paid $80 an hour by WHDH to sit in a chair and hold it. WHDH reporter that's going to go
the honor system.
That reporter can sleep in or whatever, right? I'm there at 5:45 in the morning. This is Canton TV, and she's not going to go in the courtroom either. Tim is, and then this guy is from NBC 10. He is there to hold Sue O'Connell's place in line.
Yes,
you got it. So you can just come here at 7:00 and
here at 8 p.m. the night before.
I don't know. I get here at 4 in the morning.
Okay.
I'm paid by Channel 7.
Don't even engage with him.
No, so all right, so because I'm new to this, so
no, you're not.
So if somebody's put the chair, like if I just happen to oversleep and come down, I don't have a right. Somebody.
Can we just see? Look how depressed Turtle Boy looks.
He's defeated. He is so defeated. Like this is supposed to be
really
him.
Too.
I feel like there should be like a song like "Hello, Darkness, my old friend." Playing in the background.
Anybody in this area, please be careful. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near, what's this, Ardmore? 13 miles southwest of Fayetteville. So be careful. You guys, if you're in that area, be very careful. Severe weather.
When he was talking about those guys being employees of the station, but not the reporters, I'm just like, so they're what they work for the station. What does it matter if they're the ones going in or not? The station's still there.
Yeah.
Like, that's really reaching, and I think he knows that.
Every day at 4, but I overslept today. Sorry.
So all you have to do is just come here at 7 night before, put your chair first, and you go back home.
Here.
You have to stay here.
They have crews that are
Who
here.
was staying here from Boston 25 News?
Oh, there was like 6 people.
Was there 6 people from Boston 25 News here? Is that true?
They're out doing live shots all fucking. You are a fucking moron.
Okay.
They literally sleep there.
They literally sleep. Okay.
You are so dumb. It's not even funny. You're not getting in. Just give up.
I mean,
you're certainly not stealing someone's spot because you didn't get here in time.
By my count, I'm number 10.
No, you're actually 11 or 12.
Well, I count 10 if Cortigues.
All right. So that is what I had to deal with this morning. And I'm doing the math when I'm there, and I'm like, well, looks like I'm 11th or whatever. So Grant Smithellis, you guys just saw what you heard in that. Like, what he's saying about and stuff like that is such a slap in the face to actual victims.
Wait,
again.
what?
This is the fake victim again. Like, the assault and battery.
This is where it gets real good.
Bro, you admitted under oath that you do revenge pornography or revenge whatever, so I don't get worried with YouTube. But you stated that under oath. That's you're victimizing, you're attacking women when you do that. That's fucking evil, what that is. It's pretty evil. Now you got other charges and you'll be going to court, just like Karen Reed's in court. And we'll see if you go to jail or not. Who knows? Maybe you won't go to jail. Who knows? Maybe you get lucky. But
just because that's not assault or battery in Massachusetts doesn't mean it's not everywhere else in the country.
Yeah, in certain places in this country, you would go to jail.
Ellie jumped off. Or fell off.
All right. Or fell off.
All right.
Get back up here,
that didn't work. Now she's making up whatever rumor about this too. It's just these people are sick. They're sick.
No, I know exactly what he did.
And if you guys would like, right? I'd like to attend this hearing. So first thing I did today was I emailed, and I'm going to give you her email.
Yeah, we're not doing that because we don't need anybody emailing anybody for his bitch ass.
Yeah, I know exactly what he did because this is his tactic because we've seen this before.
Yeah, he was trying to email, bully, and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and what he probably did was email his victim with a video, and he probably was like, he was going to be like, oh, look, I didn't mean it like that. I thought I was just coming on to you with or something like that. And he just wanted to imply that he had the video, and it became incriminating evidence against him. Because he self-snitches. So the incrimination might be enough for him to catch another charge because he's dumb. He's a dumb criminal. Luckily, criminals are dumb, which is a very good thing. I always say, fantastic when criminals are dummies. I mean...
Oh, Donna, I knew it would be Tom.
Tom? Oh, fuck.
Said he'd be there at 4:31 a.m. with the chair, Donna might just said.
Tom CPU doing all the work while fucking Turtle Boy literally sleeps in. Holy fucking
He's wearing a diaper. You think he's gonna wear a diaper so he can leak?
I wouldn't be shocked if he did do that, so he wouldn't have to go to the bathroom, and he'd just be like, just so he doesn't have to do the bathroom. And
that's how he warms himself up.
Oh my God!
I know. This way, while he's sitting out there in line, he can leak it in his diaper.
Oh, he'll live stream the whole thing.
He is a pisser. Firefly gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, baby. I appreciate that. If you guys got one, make sure you tell her thank you.
He's a pissin' tattler. A pissin' tattler.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
I did about die during one of the questions that Lolly tried to get in yesterday with the witness that's also the coach, he almost got into Turtle Boy, but man, Alan Jackson was on that.
Oh, Alan Jackson's just almost pissed in his pants. He was like, oh God.
He wasn't even like the question mark wasn't even finished out of his mouth yet, and he was like, objection.
And
that was sustained.
I can't let people know about my connections to this blogger who I slapped his ass. Oh, by the way, guys, Yannetti slapped Turtle Boy's ass. We had a debate about that, whether it was an ass or like a leg tap a while ago.
Yeah.
Remember that debate?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah. Did you all see the video where Alan Jackson slaps Turtle Boy's ass?
It's really weird.
Negatory, but you don't have to. You do not.
It's not exactly a good game slap.
It's not a good game slap. It's
listen. I've played sports. I know what a bad slap, what a bad smack is like. It's a little embarrassing.
Here's Queen. If you want me to play the video, I can play the video, Queen. Of the Turtle Boy butt slap. We can all debate.
Video. Yeah, you can play whatever. You know that.
Well, not every video. You know, I can't play every video.
Well, I mean, anything you want to play, you know that you can.
Here, so this is from Roberta. So this is the actual video. It's 4 seconds long, and we're going to do a slowdown because it's 4 seconds long. And you tell me, we'll have a vote. Is this Alan Jackson giving Turtle? I believe it's giving Turtle Boy a butt slap, but you tell me if it's a butt slap or it's like, a teammate pat on the leg or something like that. So you guys ready? All right. Oh, wait, actually, I'm playing it fast. What the fuck? Am I such an idiot? I swear to God. Half speed. So you look, this is Alan Jackson. Look. Let's rewind that. Look at that hand. Slapping him in the butt. That's Turtle Boy, Alan Jackson, slapping him in the butt.
That's like a high thigh.
Look at that.
Okay, the contact is way too low for a good game slap.
It's a high thigh instead of a high five. It's a high thigh.
A high thigh. Okay, gotcha. Like it lingers a little long. I like it.
It's a high thigh.
Okay, so is that a butt slap?
When did he do that?
A butt tap? Okay, was that
Monday.
a butt tap?
Monday.
Okay, this is Monday.
The chat thinks. Okay, the chat's gonna answer us. All right, we're going with that. Was that a butt tap or not?
Look at that. We got to slow it down. Oh, well, we are slowed down to the max. Okay. Look at that.
Yeah, tell me again they're not associated with each other.
I mean, don't you just slap random people's asses when you go into courtrooms?
Yes. Every time I'm walking down the sidewalk, whenever I see a rando, I just walk right up and I tap him on the high thigh. I give him a high thigh. Welcome to Wyoming, y'all.
Even if I have to bend down to reach him.
Slapping his butt.
Look at how contorted his arm is.
Double pity pat, maybe? I don't know, man. He keeps on slapping this guy. Now he's slapping his, and I was joking. I was saying to Queen, I was like, yeah, now we know who Turtle Boy's daddy is. It's just a thought. Alan Jackson. It's like, okay.
Very weird, and I can't believe he didn't. They're being followed around by Netflix cameras, for God's sake. He didn't think somebody was going to pick that up?
Yeah. What do we got?
Oh, let's place bets. Think it's going to make that's going to make it into the documentary?
He
depends on the verdict.
Yeah, it depends. That's what Tom will be wearing tomorrow.
I'm just like wondering if you just sit here and you just you see Alan Jackson just doing this and you're around, you're like, Jesus Christ. Like this woman here is kind of looking, because she works for them. She keeps quiet. She probably does all the game research, to be honest with you. Does all the heavy lifting while these guys just ask their questions. And she's looking and she's like, fucking Alan Jackson, what are you doing? What are you doing, Alan? Did you see her head turn?
What
And
up,
she's
bro?
like,
What's happening,
Be
man?
Tim. That's your Nettie. That's your nitwit, not Alan Jackson.
No, I said yeah. Did I say Alan Jackson?
Yeah, you said
Yannetti.
Jackson like 3
Oh my fucking god, Yannetti. Thank you for the correction. Thank you.
Oh,
Yannetti.
I just confirmed it. See, y'all, I suspected earlier that B. Tim and Yannetti were one and the same because we've never seen them in the same room before.
That's a lie.
See,
That's
there we go.
Yannetti.
That's there we go.
That's a lie.
No. B. Tim does not restate every simple question 4 different ways until the judge sighs at him.
Okay, all right, you got me.
B. Tim is not a lawyer. He just plays one on YouTube.
Did you see them wrestling? No. Fighting? No.
the
Playing
wrestling.
duck, duck, goose? No.
Yeah.
Hugging each other? No. Putting their fists? No.
It's like, bro, like you've seen 2 people shadow box in a fucking bar. Have you has Alan Jackson ever been in a motherfucking bar? I think his head would explode if he ever went to a pool hall. Like his head would explode. Like, oh my god, people shadow.
The kind of bars Jackson goes to have surfboards outside and like sawgrass smoothies and oxygen rooms, for better oxygenation, man.
Yeah.
When they zoomed in on Jackson today, you could actually see the suntan line on his nose from where his sunglasses sit when he's out on the beach or wherever he spends his time. He's definitely a California boy, and it is not playing well for him.
Yeah,
in small town Massachusetts.
I sat there and I was saying that to myself. I'm like, bro, your client is stone cold face when everyone's crying. The brother of the victim is giving you dagger looks. Your client dagger looks while they play the broken tail light, and you're beating up on EMT witnesses and police officers.
And he spells the word stake, S-T-A-K-E, for a 23-year cop. Come on, dude.
And I'm like, bro,
so condescending.
And I'm like, bro, you are an outer towner lawyer trying to go into a small town acting like a prick. That might work in New York City, or California, but that does not work in certain small towns. It's not good. And
I think when he got the laugh for the My Cousin Vinny joke, when he didn't understand the word furrow, even though the guy said furrow, when he didn't get it and he got the big laugh, he decided to go with the My Cousin Vinny angle on this, and it's really backfiring on him because these people are not stupid. They may have accents, but they're not dumb. They're not Kentucky Ridge runners.
It doesn't look good when your defense for your client is, did I hit him? And then that you bring up the My Cousin Vinny thing about that. And that's someone's dog. Or Alan Jackson.
I muted.
It's Publica / corrosive. That's me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only thing I'm just sitting here. I'm just like, I just could not believe today was kind of a waste. I sat there. I was the only thing that was interesting was the whole ring camera thing, which was the garage thing where they tried to enter the code in, and apparently it wasn't working. So I don't know what that means.
That and that Lally managed to get the broken missing tail light at 8:00 on screen for like 10 minutes in front of the jurors over 2 different days. That's huge. Even if he couldn't mention it, the fact that it's there and he can bring it back later is huge. I think the other thing that they cemented today was the defense has been trying to play this. Karen was a loner. Nobody really liked her. She felt she wasn't invited. She was nervous about going. Everybody who testified today said that everybody loved Karen. They invited her over to the house. Jen put her arm around her and said, "You're coming to the house." So it totally wipes away that Dateline interview where in one it solidifies it because that's the interview where she said, when I said, "Did I hit him?" it was preceded by I hit him. It was preceded by a did and proceeded by question marks or whatever. So
and that's what I sat with me. I'm like, guys, you spent 3 days basically tearing apart these EMT witnesses and all this stuff. Meanwhile, and trying to claim that they're part of a conspiracy or something. Meanwhile, you could have just said, well, could you have just misheard my client because you were busy with this? And my client saying did. And that's all he needed to do. But him adding the EMTs to the conspiracy makes his whole argument look like dog shit. And I sat
Yeah.
there. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Just say that they misheard your client, and that's it. Boom, you're done."
Something that really stood out to me, and a lot of people in EDB's chat, it seemed to agree, is the way that he completely misunderstands and misjudges small town interactions. He's making such a big deal out of this fight from 22 years ago. Like, potentially 2/3 of this jury doesn't remember gossiping about it when it happened.
22 years ago, some people weren't even alive 22 years ago.
Yeah, and as far as impact on things like that, our chief of police, our current chief of police, when he was 20 years old, his first year on the force, beat the living crap out of his lifelong bully.
I mean,
it was during an arrest. The guy had it coming.
Small towns.
But he's now the chief of police because what he did 25 years ago as a stupid kid didn't preclude him becoming an amazing chief of police 25 years later.
Well, I think they also didn't research the brothers that were involved in that whole fight thing with the cop, which, man, that voir dire was beautiful when he's like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I'm not telling you that. It was a closed settlement. And he's like, I'm not going to ask you anything about that. But he's like, did you get in a fight with him? He's like, I defended myself in an altercation, sir. But those two, that was the second fight those brothers had gotten in that day. And from what I understand from talking to people in the area, they're not well liked. Everybody knew who they were because they ran around getting drunk and attacking people. So he wasn't going to get the sympathetic thing that he wanted. And it was also very clear that officer has no love for some of the Alberts, none whatsoever. He tracked him down to the driveway by the oil stain and was there when the guy got arrested. And as he quite clearly said, I know him to see him at functions. That's it. I don't think they get along. And so him trying to prove that guy is in on the conspiracy because the Albert family is insane.
Now, these brilliant defense attorneys decided to bring a smaller courtroom because they thought it was a brilliant idea for their client because I guess some bullshit reason that the jury needs to see the witness or something or whatever the bullshit reason. So now the victim's family is sitting across from Karen Reed, and that's the brother, by the way. That's the brother of John O'Keefe. And, that's Paul.
Death dagger stare.
Yeah, and he is basically while they're showing the tail light, he's staring at her with that look. Now, does that look good for your client?
Now, I am not the body language expert that Court TV had on last night, but my layman understanding of body language is that he's leaned forward, he's got his hands together, there's a half smirk on his face, and he's looking intently at her. That translates to one thing: gotcha, bitch.
And while they're looking at, the jury is seeing this exact thing. They're across, and this is what they see. They see
that's their perspective,
and they see this.
Yep.
Brilliant.
And the thing I like about the camera angle, because it's directly over the jury toward that box, is you can see what Karen is doing when she's sitting at that stand. And if you watch her earlier, when I forget, one of the lawyers was talking and somebody was testifying, and occasionally she's looking back and forth between her lawyer to the witness. But the rest of the time, she's scanning across the jury to see how they're reacting. She's scanning the jury. She's doing what her lawyers should be doing. And her lawyer, Yannetti, was sitting next to her watching her. Not watching the jury, watching her while Jackson was testifying. So I think she's running her defense. I think they're just taking her money and going, well, if you think it's a good idea.
So many people in EDB's chat keep asking, what does John O'Keefe's family think? Do they support her, don't they? No. And I'm like, they get booed on the courthouse steps every day. Look at them. Look at how they're looking at her. What do you think they think happened?
Oh, that's because somebody started that stupid rumor that John's father had asked to sit with Karen's people at the trial, which is obviously complete nonsense. But they threw that on Twitter and it spread like wildfire there and on Facebook, and people actually believed it Sean on the Golf put it out there. I have 2 sources that have verified that Mr. O'Keefe is going to sit with Karen.
Sean on the Golf. Let's go. Sean on the Golf.
Hey, Sean, you said if that taillight wasn't intact at 8 in the morning, you would delete your Twitter, buddy. Let's go.
You better delete your fucking Twitter, you fucking hack. Oh my God, Sean. Oh my God.
The moments that preceded this, up on the TV screen so the guy to the right of Mr. O'Keefe, that guy's still looking up at the screen, and that was the moment that the taillight image was like frozen up there.
Mm-hmm.
So he had just been looking up there. The brother had just been looking up there at it, and then he turned right around and stared like immediately. And Corrosive, you're exactly right. It was a straight up like, you lying bitch.
Gotcha.
By the way, I like to play this part with Sean, the moron Sean. You know, the retired DEA agent. Let's play it from 2 weeks ago from News Nation.
Sure.
Oh wait, sorry, it's still on slow, but it probably wouldn't matter. Let me see. Let's put it at 1.5.
She sounds drunk when she's sober anyway.
Lawyers of the Karen Reed murder trial just outside Boston, they got themselves 11 of the 16 jurors that they need. And this is a retired DEA supervisory special agent who's investigated this case on his own pretty much full time for a year now. He says he can prove that Karen Reed's taillight was completely intact after the alleged hit and run happened. Take a look at this video from the doorbell cam. It was taken at 5:03 a.m. And 5:03 a.m. is hours after Reed and O'Keefe parted ways. And you can see right there in the circle that Reed's taillight is right where it's supposed to be.
Wrong. It is broken.
I want to welcome to the program Sean McDonough. Sean, that video is sort of jaw-dropping. It's kind of like the Perry Mason moment, and I wonder if the prosecutors have it.
This man is an
if
idiot.
They do. How do
He's
they
read her
explain
every
it?
time I see him.
Well, Miss Banfield, I think how they explain it is by having a dash cam footage at 8:23 in the morning that shows it's broken. I think that explains it. I think that
Any just got his GED, his or her GED, 17-year-old hack, right out of high school, whatever, working for Snapsheet for the last 6 weeks, could look at that and say that's a broken tail light.
And it becomes clear as it moves away.
First of all, I'm so happy to be here.
Right.
Thank you for covering this. I'm so happy you led with the first.
And I got this on Accelerate, so if he sounds fast, it's because of that reason.
Just picture. The first picture is what the prosecution wants the jurors to believe. Look, that taillight looked like at 12:32 a.m. after John was allegedly hit by Karen Reed. In this video, which is 4.5 hours after Karen allegedly hit John, that light right there has absolutely no wires, no LEDs. All the red is completely gone, which means no red would be reflective, right? There would be nothing. There would be nothing illuminating. At 5:03 to 5:08, you see her back in. She cracks the backup light onto Officer John O'Keefe's Traverse, which is.
Oh wait, where there's no debris on the floor here or any sort of snow even moving from the car? Is she backed into it? Okay.
At this point, I was going to say, at this point, they were claiming she'd cracked it, but no pieces were missing. Also, Sean's an idiot. He said that the guts of the light were missing in that previous photo. They weren't. It was just the red lens that goes over the LED and reflector assembly on the inside, which is the silver thing with the L's in it that you were seeing in that photo. And that has red LEDs in it. It will light up red, whether the lens is over it or not. The lens just makes it more evenly red across the whole surface. Sean's a moron.
What he just said. I'm shaking. When people get automotive stuff so confidently wrong and then go on TV and spread it, and they are so confidently full of bullshit, it makes me livid. I have the boringest job in the world. I'm an insurance adjuster, for God's sake. It's the boringest job in the world. And I am beside myself livid at these people. They are so fucking stupid.
Well, I have a taillight that's kind of similar to that. So, and I just had to replace a bulb and all that fun shit. And it's really fucking expensive for these new bulbs and stuff. Anyway, that's missing its lens cover.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Queen, you got a donation from Tilly. Tilly T, 10 memberships queen.
Which, if as they are now claiming, now they've backpedaled and said, well, then it broke when she backed into his car. Okay, number one, this isn't the best angle, but if you look down at the back of that car right now as it's sitting, you can see that the bumper sticks out considerably further than the taillight does.
Yes.
And on his car, the taillight is inset from the side fender and bumper of his car. So there is no way for her taillight to have contacted his vehicle when she tapped into him without doing dramatic damage to both those cars to get them to compress 2 to 3 inches for those parts to come together, number one. And number two, if it had broken to the point where pieces fell out, when that happened, when she backed into his car at 1.5 miles, they would be laying in the snow right there, and you would see them clear as day against a fresh white snow backdrop. They would be red lenses laying on the ground.
Correct.
And the reason the bumper is not caved in from her hitting John is because humans bend.
Okay, and I just want to put.
She goes in at an angle, which means she definitely made contact with that side light that comes out 5 inches. We documented this, and see right there, that tire on John's car moves forward. It didn't go backwards, so the angle directs the motion of the vehicle when it got struck. So when that video continues on, if you keep going with that video a little bit more, it's completely intact. And
do you think Banfield's like tuning out and she's just thinking to herself, man, I really want to get a fucking cup of, like something to drink after this. I got to talk to this guy. What the fuck am I going to do? I think she's like tuned out at this point.
That looks more like oh shit, I shouldn't have had that much coffee. I think I might have to poop look.
The chat is clear. Hold on 1 second. I have to tell these girls thank you. Thank you, Tilly T. I appreciate that for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you, baby. JP, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. And Lost Mother 1, thank you for gifting 5 memberships, baby. If you guys got one, make sure you guys tell girls thank you.
Yeah. I think she's asking herself how Bob the Talking Tomato from VeggieTales got on her serious news program. That's what I think.
Oh, Quinn, you got another 10.
Yeah, Tilly T. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate that. Thank you, baby. You guys are showing out. Thank you. I don't really have too much to add to this because I haven't really been paying attention to the trial because I've been busy.
Yeah, you're dealing with real life stuff. Yeah.
Hey, baby, we got your back. We totally got you on this.
If you're listening, just kind of taking it all in, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really, I'm listening to you guys chat about it, just kind of getting filled in on it, really.
Will
listen, hang on, B Tim. Hang on just 1 second.
Oh my God.
This is all B Tim's. This is totally B Tim's fault. So if I'm not down the Taylor Swift rabbit hole, I have been looking up all this shit. This is all you can blame Heels and B Tim. They have gotten me, they pulled me out of Taylor Swift and down the Karen Reed rabbit hole.
I know.
It's all their fault.
I know. I watch literally 6 hours of the trial every day. I'm just sitting there watching it.
I did 6 hours today.
Yep.
6 hours till my
See, I started it. We did it a couple days, but then my baby got sick, and I'm like, "Fuck this! Nope."
Yeah,
I did miss the afternoon session because Nonsense was live at the same time.
You didn't miss much, man. You didn't miss much. It was mostly honestly, everyone was in agreement where this was okay, this is the only thing it really set up was no one was fighting with each other, and then Alan Jackson did the biggest reach I've ever seen in my entire life. Alan Jackson was trying to claim that the shadow boxing in the bar was somehow some sort of situation where they were gonna fight. There was some sort of they were and we were joking in the chat, this is where they planned out the murder in the bar, apparently.
Yep.
Everyone they're doing the shadow boxing in the bar. And it was just so ridiculous. The level of reach. I gotta find
the shadow boxing, and then the dry humping, and then the attempted nut shots, and then the giant hug. So I guess that's what they were planning to do to John.
They were planning the murder in
the pussy comment. You missed the pussy comment.
Here's the
that was gold.
Let's go to the part. So this is Alan Jackson is literally just reaching. This is the reaching.
This is the Bryans. In case you don't know, this is the Bryans. This is Brian Higgins and Brian Albert with their backs to you.
It's oh my God, they're so violent.
Do that one more time.
Oh no, he keeps going.
He keeps on going, and then they're and
I meant B Tim.
What? They're so violent.
Great rendition. Great rendition.
Like Alan Jackson's purposely pointing this out. We're just gonna fucking have
to the upper right.
All I see is a
Facing
couple
the camera in the upper right corner.
really big bro
yes, I
dudes
do. Who's that?
drunk at a
John
bar.
O'Keefe?
Yeah.
Yahtzee.
Two
Listen,
guys that if I
The one thing I
Two
will
guys-
say is that the defense did their job today. They like that. They're being good defense attorneys. All they are supposed to do is prevent their client from catching the charge.
Down because I'm going to ask another with the court's permission.
The what appears to be play fighting. I don't remember that.
If we could move to
the play fighting.
Hey. Y'all keep going. I was going to go back to the tail light for a minute.
Yes.
So Alan Jackson sits there while these two guys are play fighting in the bar, and he's like, "Is this you on the corner there? Is this you on the corner there?" And he's like, "What are they doing?" And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, "Bro, are we really wasting like fucking 30 minutes on this? Like, what are they planning out the murder of John O'Keefe? Like while play fight, like they're rehearsing it on the side?" Like, bro, this was so much. If I was a free Karen Reed, I'd be like, "Alan, what the fuck are you doing?"
And then invite everyone in the bar back to the house to watch it happen. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And I'm like, this is the most tame bar. Like, Queen, is this like the most tame bar you ever seen?
I mean, the only thing that was missing was the headlock with the noogie. You know, I was waiting for the headlock with the noogie.
They pretty much get to that. Yeah, they pretty much get to that.
I see empty chairs under tables. This is so alien to my brain. Are we sure this is a bar?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no peanuts on the floor. There's no sawdust. What the
This
hell?
this was a level of reaching that you gotta need some Ben Gay. You're gonna need Alan Jackson needs a lot of Ben Gay. Because he's like trying to imply like they roughhoused and they fought. Like, first off, that doesn't make sense, Alan Jackson. It doesn't make sense. Because if they roughhoused like this Brown, like this Choo Choo channel, Patricia Brown, she made a lot of sense. Let's say they did play fight in the basement and the dog bit the arm and the guy fell back and hit his head, right? They would call the ambulance to get him treatment. No one would face any charges, not one charge. At most, you'd get a civil lawsuit and the house insurance would pay for it, the defense. That is it.
Audie.
Thank you, Tilly T. Tilly T gifted 10 more memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes, Tilly T gifted 10 memberships, and so did Halloween Baby. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, girls.
Also, did you notice? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to hop up real quick and just go back to the tail light thing. The funniest thing that I laughed so hard during the actual trial, not at Tom and all the weirdos, but when they showed the officer going to John's home, John's home, and it showed his dash cam, and Blair was like, he's like, look how small that yard is, and it shows his dash cam, and everybody's like focused on the car, and he's talking about the yard, and he goes, oh, wrong house. Now, Blair has been, okay, so what? You've been eat up with this. She's so innocent, and you get the house wrong?
He doesn't
it was
know
gold. He was supposed to clip it.
The glare is so stupid that he does not even know the house 34 view.
Look at that yard. Look at that yard.
His teeny tiny shirts are cutting off the blood supply to his teeny tiny brain.
Just like
that is not a small yard. And I mean, that front door is a good 25 feet from that property line, and they were going the other direction.
But Blair thought that they were at the scene. They thought
at
they were
John's
at the
house.
mechanic, but they were at John O'Keefe's house doing a wellness check on the kids.
Right.
That's what's on screen right now.
But he's an expert in the case. He's an expert in the case. But one other thing I wanted to mention real quick, and then I'm gonna hop down real quick. When Paul, John's brother, gave her the look, what happened is they left it on the screen. Nothing was said about the taillight. They tried to. It was objected to, sustained. You know, we went on. but it stayed on the screen. Then they called for a sidebar. It stayed on the screen. Paul and the gentleman sitting next to him leaned over and looked to their left and leaned over and looked. And the one guy that's next to Paul, he was still looking. Paul had one arm on that. He was leaning so far over. He had one arm on that like banister, that railing, right next to her, and he just kind of pushed himself off of it. Now they're at sidebar, and it's still up there. The back of the car. That's all you saw. And he pushed off of it, and then he gave the look, and I was like, wow. I mean, it that one picture just doesn't even do the justice of the 3 seconds of body language.
Okay, so we're going to do a replay of the glare of stupidity. Let's see if this is
And
it.
the jury would have seen every second of that interaction.
Yes.
So how many members of the jury turned and looked?
Right.
But let's listen to what Rubrina said. Basically,
This is hilarious. This is I died.
Okay,
Look how small that yard is.
let's listen to it again.
Up on the screen, Lieutenant, do you recognize that?
Look how small that yard is.
And what do you recognize that?
One Meadows Ave.
Oh, never mind. Wrong house.
Never mind. Wrong house.
Let's do a
He knows so
replay.
much about it. He knows so much about it.
Look how small that yard is.
And it goes to show.
Wait, Rowena, just like we got to listen to. We got to listen to the words of wisdom. Let the audience hear.
What's up on the screen, Lieutenant, do you recognize that?
Look how small that yard is.
And what do you recognize that to be?
One Meadows Ave.
Oh, never mind. Wrong house. Sorry.
I loved it. That's one of my favorite. Send that to me, BTM. I need that clip.
No,
But he-
what you're not realizing, Kia. He thought this was 34 Fairview.
Yeah, he thought he had the wrong house. That was John's house. They were doing a wellness check on the kids, but he's such an expert in the case that he number one, it does not look like the house. Okay, it doesn't look like the yard. And if he would have been paying attention during the trial, during the actual evidence, when they explained the address and where it is, what they were doing, that they were doing a wellness check on John's children at the house, he would have known the context of where it is. But not until he heard the recording by dispatch of the address, he finally got it. But you're an expert, Blair. Okay.
I couldn't believe it. You go, Publica.
I was going to say, Kodo is saying that's not John's house. What you are looking at right now is One Meadows Avenue. That is John O'Keefe's house.
Right.
That is on the screen.
That's John O'Keefe's house. That's where he went to go check on the kids.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But it was testified to. Then the dash cam was shown, and the glare first. Look how small that yard is. And then he hears dispatch. Forget what's being said during the trial. He hears dispatch give out the address. Oh, wrong address. But it wouldn't be so funny if he wasn't just such an expert. You know what I'm saying? That's just what makes it hilarious.
Roro, and it's a different size house, different color house,
Right. It
different
looks
style
nothing
house.
like the house. Exactly. It looks nothing like the house. There's no flagpole. I mean, my dude, stop it. Go back to your Discord. Stop it.
Oh, don't mention the Discord.
Not the Discord.
You
Not
might
the
be
Discord.
in trouble if that's an actual. If that screenshot.
The dirty Discord.
Did you see the dirty Discord Grant was talking about, Queen?
I did.
Yes.
You want me to show it? Like the
Wait, what?
They got to be careful with that crap. They really need to be careful with that crap.
I'm out of the loop. I've been hanging out on LawTube again, remember?
Okay, so let me give you a quick background on this. Somehow, against all that is wholly insane, Turtle Boy managed to get himself a real freshly minted and issued press pass from the SJC, which means he can, in theory, attend these hearings, which I don't actually see happening since he's threatened half the witnesses in these hearings, so I don't really think it's going to happen. But he said last night that he was going to show up today, and he was going to be first in line, not realizing that Grant Smith had shown up last night at 9, and the line was already full last night at 9 o'clock. They had 10 chairs and people filling those chairs all night. So Turtle Boy wanders up this morning with his little folding chair in tow and gets to the line, and he's number 12, and everybody goes, nah, 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 na 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 na. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep, saw that. We saw the video.
Yeah. So there's the slow Hulk walking away music, and then now they've decided that they're going to get Grant out of the line because it's Grant's fault that Turtle Boy can't get in. In comes this.
So this is the Discord link, alleged Discord link. I'm going to say alleged just in case, whatever. Leaked private chat, not a private chat, it's Discord link, indicates supporters of YouTube named The Glare, aka The Grifter. I'm not going to read the because I don't like going into people's past like that. Intend to make fake phone calls to Dedham PT and the Mass State Police, indicating that members of the media have weapons when no such thing is true. In order to protect the accused, Aiden, I'm just saying Aiden, the Turtle Boy. This matter will be brought to the attention of the relevant local state authorities. And it has someone named Exagia or whatever the fuck that name is. And it says, bastard has wasted my day. Smiley face. Then you have this person having my lips are sealed. And then you have the person again. Someone could anonymously call the cops and report Grant is carrying live ammunition. That kind of thing. In a John O'Keefe Reed Discord part discussion
room of a Discord.
Oh my
is
God.
The Glare. So what they're doing is
now wait.
boy.
I don't know if it's the Glare.
We don't. Well, that's true. We don't know if it's the Glares. It was said it was the Glares.
It was said it was the Glares. We don't know.
Turtle Boy is saying that he wants to call the courthouse. Okay, say that Grant has a gun and ammunition. He would be swatted on those steps, and that so he can get in to the courthouse. Now he can watch it just like everybody else. Okay, why does he want to get in the courtroom? So he can see the jury. Okay, plus the jury can see him. We know he cannot control himself. He can't control his mouth, much less his facial expressions and his body movements. So that way he can act a fool in the gallery and the jury can watch.
Oh, well,
I think there's another part of that too. If he can get into the court and if he can be there while the people he's accused of felony witness intimidation over are testifying, he can then sit back and go, well, yeah, they didn't seem too intimidated when I was in court in front of them. Yeah,
True,
throw my case out. Yeah.
True, I didn't think about that.
Okay, so this is him. I don't know when this was taken, but this is him basically
a week and a half ago.
A week and a half ago. So this is him a week and a half ago, Turtle Boy.
Impoundment of jurors' names during trial. That's when they're going for. Why do you think they want to impound the jurors' names? Because who outed the Chestnut juror? Remember that? The one woman on the who hung the Michael Chestnut trial in, what was that, July? The jury lists are public. So I got the jury list and I went down the list and I found the juror who hung the jury. And I shamed them, as I should, because it's shameful to do that to Sidney Chestnut and Michael Chestnut's parents and Michael Chestnut's kids. It's shameful. So why wouldn't I do that? Now, impoundment of jurors.
Can you imagine having the giant swinging stones to sit there and brag about harassing a juror or doing what the juror believed and making our legal system actually work and saying I publicly shamed them because they had the wrong opinion?
Dude, we know a couple people that act like that over here on this side of the streets.
While you have idiots on the courthouse strip screaming USA and wearing the American flag as a shirt and pants. Stop it.
the people on your side don't have a cult 1,000 or 2,000 members strong who are willing to show up at people's houses, send bad reviews to their businesses, try and get them fired.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody on that side's got the level of reach, especially in a small town like that Turtle Boy has.
But
a lot of people underestimate his group.
There's no way the bailiff lets him through the door if the people he is literally facing trial for intimidating are testifying.
You realize that at one point they sent all the cell phone records of the person who has a DV charge, like who's accusing of DV, to this guy accidentally.
Yeah.
Like that's how incompetent some of them are.
But Glare supports this while he has an American flag on his green screen.
Yeah, like that would be the equivalent of me being like, let's say Karen Reed gets like acquitted, right? And I say, damn the jury for that. I'm going to dox and go after the jury. I'm going to go after their houses.
And why is he doing this? Because I think there's a little bit of fear of, oh shit, This isn't looking good. This ain't going the way we thought it was going to go.
Yeah, it's like if the jury acquits someone, you need to just leave them alone. They did their job. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad for you. It is what it is. You know what I mean? If she gets acquitted, it is what it is. They did their job. You know what I mean? They took a sacrifice enough when they had to spend almost 2 months on a fucking jury getting paid $10 a day. I think I'm not going to fucking bother them about the decision. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I think I see the judge taking one look at him in the courtroom and going, nope, you're out. Bounced.
Exactly.
That is
she
her
can
house.
do that.
Her word is bond.
Mm-hmm.
Well, doesn't
it's not going to happen.
Doesn't he have a TRO against him already?
Yes.
For one person.
For one of them,
Lindsay,
yes.
For Lindsay, and if Lindsay's
Right,
not
Lindsay.
there,
Lindsay's she's not a witness, nor is she in the courtroom because she's
Right.
not immediate family.
That's the other case.
Yes, that's a different case. When the special prosecutor, when he got the actual legal wrangling is kind of weird, but the special prosecutor tried to put some other shit on him, and the lawyer argued part of it, and the special prosecutor said, okay, fine, that goes away. And at that point, he didn't re-argue for the harassment orders against the witnesses, so they were all vacated. So he is facing charges, but they don't have harassment orders on him based on their victimhood right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's been able to walk around and film them and stuff.
Well, I'm going to hop back down, but I just wanted to point out the glare talking about the wrong address.
Oh my God.
Because that just gave me joy that day. In fact, that night, I was still laughing about it. I can't help it. So.
Honestly, if I was a free Karen Reed supporter, I would hate the glare. I'd sit there and be like, man, we have this idiot on our group. We need to get rid of this motherfucker.
Are you kidding me? That would
I
take intelligence and not pins. So
I would rather have Tom CP represent me than fucking the glare, because at least, you know, I don't know. I mean, like, you don't expect much from Tom.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he'll.
you get depends and use sex toys, so there you go.
I think Heels likes Tom because, you know, he kicked JLR. She does not like JLR. She's like, yes, kick him again.
I mean, a clock can be right twice a day, you know, a broken clock, you know.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna hop down. I'll see y'all in town.
All right. I would have to say another bombshell I thought was really bad for the defense, for the prosecution, was the scene not being secured from 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m. I thought that was not a good thing. That was very, very stupid.
I mean, I get that, but I also understand that they were told that the state police wouldn't be taking it on. And so they went, well, we found what we need to find. And then the state police turned around and said, wait, we are taking it. We're going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Either way, it allows for them to be able to continue the conspiracy that someone went there and dropped stuff there.
Well, but the only people that would have been going there and dropping stuff are the state police, who then had the scene secured at the time it's supposed that it was dropped. So that's a non-starter. If this is all these arguments about, well, they had evidence with evidence. Well, yeah, they're the police. That's what they do. I mean, if you don't trust them with any evidence, then you can't trust any case, and you can just stop arguing that any cop is valid. The same people that are going, the police are corrupt, don't trust the police, are turning around going, but look what the FBI found. You could trust the FBI. They're not cops. Yeah, they are. Like, you pick it. You can't pick and choose which cops you want to trust and which you don't based on where they are in this case.
I agree with you, Smokey. There is key aspects. Like, I could not fucking believe. I said to myself, why the hell? I wasn't really angry about the solo cops. I was angry about the fact that they had the solo cups in an unopened bag, in a grocery bag, next to the bumper. And I sat there and I was like, what the fuck were you thinking? You could have had that thing anywhere and it would have been better. But now if they find DNA, all the defense has to do is say, well, a police officer could have grabbed some of that solo blood and threw it on the taillight, and you just that up. And I just sat there and I was like, my God, guys, what were you thinking?
I have seen is a small town police force that had never worked a murder had begged for help that refused to come, was so far in over their heads and was just making it up as they went because they didn't know what else to do.
I mean, I think the videotape of them using the snow blower actually was a good thing because it showed.
It was kind of ingenious, yeah.
Yeah, because it showed the broken cocktail glass and the blood splatter. Because obviously, if they picked them up and dropped them there, there wouldn't be, blood splatter in the location. But I mean, but the solo cup was. I mean, I guess I have to give the devil their due. The glare was right about the solo cup. Not in the way he thought he was right, of course, because he's dumb. But he was right that would be a key thing to be brought up. Maybe by some no one thought that the cops would actually put solo cups in an unopened container next to the bumper of the car. To me, that was just crazy. But it is what it is. I just couldn't.
So, from going back and rewatching the voir dire, which is where a lot of that came in, talking about the solo cups and shit, and the better explanation, he did explain that was at the garage when the evidence was being transferred from Canton, who had been holding it, to the state police techs who were taking it. The pictures were taken while it was being documented, being transferred into evidence.
Yeah, but
what they did not show me, hold on a second. What they did not show me was the solo cups and the car with the light still in it. If the light housing had already been removed and sealed for evidence before that ever got brought out and put in the garage and photographed, then it eliminates all that confusion.
Yeah. But yeah, and the problem is that like everyone jumped on the fact of the open container. No one focuses on the other stuff, but that kind of also cleared me on the fact that there's a conspiracy on them, because in no way in the world I'm living in that you can be that dumb and do a conspiracy where you trick the FBI. That to me just proves that this is not a conspiracy. That moment of stupidity has proven to me that this is beyond a reasonable doubt that this is not a conspiracy, because that's just too dumb.
Well, these are
dumb to be part of a conspiracy.
This is a small town. They don't deal with murders. They don't deal with murder scenes in one of the 10 worst snowstorms in recorded Boston history. I mean, this is completely alien to them. Somebody posted because they said, have you ever had a murder in the snow before? And he said no. And somebody posted a bunch of the last 6 cases they caught. 2 of them were people who had died. 2 were drownings. I mean, none of them were murders. So yeah. I get that they don't run around with NYPD crime scene kits in the back of their cars. They just deal with this stuff.
I mean, the town of Canton in 2022 had a population of 24,000 people.
Yeah, there's more people at a pro football game than live in this town.
Yeah, and people can't wrap their heads around. It's like the sheriff knows this sheriff and this person knows this person. Yeah, it's a small town. Everyone knows everyone.
I did think it was funny, though, that Yannetti was the one who couldn't figure out how thumbnails update.
Oh, God. They were so trying to make a point out of that. And the cop was trying to explain. Again, in voir dire, he's like, so how did this picture get on the front of your report if you made this report but did not take this picture? And he's like, I can explain it if you want me to. And he's like, no, I'm sure Lally will get around to that later. Just tell me how it happened. And these are supplemental updating computer records that police departments use that anyone can update them. There's somebody on Twitter that's been talking about it and said it's frustrating as hell because if they try and upload, if somebody in Abu Dhabi or Dubai tries to upload their supplemental report and types in the wrong number in the computer system and it goes to the supplemental report for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it will enter it into that report by accident, update it, and you cannot remove it. It can't be removed once it's in there because that's to protect records from being deleted. And then you have to write a supplement to say this was entered in error from this point to this point, needs to be stricken, ignore it. Because that is records keeping. Whatever gets typed in there, whatever gets supplemented, and any cop who has access to the files can add a supplemental to it, gets tagged on the end. The most recent photo uploaded becomes the one that shows on the cover screen on the computer. If they had not printed out the monitor and had actually printed out the report, it would have looked completely normal. But they intentionally took a screenshot of the cover page on the computer and tried to use that to impugn the honesty of the officer, which pissed me off.
Yeah, Coda. Yeah, Cheesy. I think anything would have been better than a fucking solo cup. I swear to God, that solo cup has been the bane of my fucking existence for the 5 fucking months. Everyone brings up the solo cups. I swear to God.
I just really don't think they had any syrettes or any specimen containers or any
they
evidence
didn't.
bags.
And here's the other thing, that blood evidence isn't even be brought into the trial. So it really doesn't matter. He's like, did you have a sterile container? Like, no. And it's not part of the trial. So it's really a non-issue, with the exception that, well, they could have just thrown it on the back of the car. Well, let's see what evidence comes in from the car before we make that decision. But on the other hand, they also had all his clothes from the hospital, which were covered with way more biological material than those solo cups were. So if you're going to accuse them of just being rampantly slapping evidence on each other, they don't even need the solo cups.
Yeah, and I could, you know what I mean? And we all know that the blood test in there is like not the point that the defense is making. The point is that I knew what they were going at when they were pointing out the rag and how close the thing. They're trying to explain away blood, because it's pretty tough to explain away human blood in the back of your fucking car when, you know what I mean, like the victim's blood. That's like having like when Brian Koberger had touch DNA on the knife sheath. It's like that's left at the scene. It's kind of tough to explain away. So this is their attempt to explain it away. That's why I knew immediately when I saw it. I was like, oh, come on, fucking Commonwealth. What did you do? You just gave them that. And the only thing I'm hoping for is that there's some test that can differentiate between the two, and also the hair DNA that they haven't released the results in, but has been admitted. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Newport County, Canton, Wilmot, etc. were all where I'm from. You know everyone in your town. Yeah, absolutely. You know everyone.
If I will repeat this, and I will say this over and over, and I will stake my professional reputation.
You have a professional
If that hair is his, I do have a professional reputation.
Okay.
If that hair is John O'Keefe's, and if it was embedded in the paint of that car, she killed him.
It is his hair.
Well, they did mitochondria DNA. It's admitted. I don't know if they released the results yet. I think it's waiting for trial.
It came back. It's his. Lally did say that they had the preliminary report that confirmed it, that it was his.
I don't know how they're going to explain away the hair. I mean, what are they going to say? He like went under the bumper?
Here's what I think happened. I think from now looking at everything that I've seen, I think she didn't hit him square on with the back of the car. Okay, because there would have been a lot more damage to him. I think he was getting out of the way. I think she hit his elbow and arm with the car, which explains the damage to his elbow. If you look, there's a dent in the back of the door, and you can see it in some of the close-ups people took while it was sitting in front of Fairview for the trip. It is to the right of the windshield wiper assembly. It's like right above the crease in the door. There's a dent there where there's some paint blown off. I think that's where his hand hit it, which gave him the boxer's fracture in his hand, which they're saying is evidence of a fight. And I think then he got spun off and hit something else. I don't think his head ever contacted the vehicle. What I do think is that men have hair on their arms, and I think he may have had his shirt pushed up.
So you think, I get you saying. So you thinking it might be arm hair that got
I think it is.
Oh, that would make a lot of sense.
Because there's also tears in his shirt.
What if he had the glass in his hand?
I think he might have.
Yeah.
It's also possible that if he, as he fell, that if she was still going backwards, that if he was under the bumper, that she could have caught some of his hair as he went down too.
I don't know. I don't think she ever drove over him. I think there's a fire hydrant and like an electrical cable box that sticks out of the ground right there. There's also some rocks in that flower bed that's around the flagpole where that shrub is. He could have just hit his head on any of those things on the way down, or even hard frozen ground,
and knocked himself out.
Well, and caused the laceration and broken bone on the back of his head, which is like this is like an inch and a half, 2 inches wide. So it's definitely contact with something with an edge and sharp.
That's another thing I kind of get annoyed with, which is like, why did Larley not point out the cocktail glass in the end of the video when they were outside and he was holding the cocktail glass? Like he needs to like highlight and tell the witness, like, listen, can you can you identify what that John is holding? The cocktail.
Remember, most of these people have been in front of 2 different grand juries at this point, so he has a pretty good idea of what they've testified that they saw or didn't see in the grand jury testimony. So it's possible he's just avoiding things that he knows that they never testified to before, on the off chance that they'll say, no, I didn't notice that at all, in which case he looks like an idiot for asking the question. I'm thinking that just him having it pause there where you can see the glass in John's hand after the glass has already been on the stand out of the bag in a blue gloved hand yesterday or the day before is enough to make the connection, especially with asking the barmaid earlier about the glassware and what they use at the bar.
That's true. And it's possible that his answer in front of the grand jury was, no, I can't tell what that is from that video.
Right. Or that, it was the wife of the guy with the long last name that I'm thinking about. She seemed like by the end of the testimony, she sounded like she was frustrated with her husband being out and her husband going, come on, I want to go to the Alberts. And she went, no, you're coming home with me, and was trying to get the hell out of the bar as fast as she could. So I have a feeling she wasn't paying a hell of a lot of attention other than saying that she had seen John and Karen go out. And then that, what's her name? Jen had walked across the parking lot. And I think that's the only one that dropped
She's
today.
the only one that was sober. She said that she doesn't drink because it gives her migraines.
Right. Yeah.
He's the only one, and her husband is also an attorney.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I think he's doing pretty well at getting stuff in without actually entering it as the evidence that it's supposed to be. Because so far we've had the taillight. Now he's got the cops responding to the front door, which I think is going to be the breezeway door on the Meadows Ave house, which I think is going to become critical down the road. And I am hoping, I've got my fingers crossed, and I'm hoping that camera picks something up where the camera that so the camera off the end of the house that is the driveway camera where you saw her back of his car as she was pulling out. There is footage missing from that camera that would have shown her coming home after she left John at Fairview. And that footage is gone. They've been claiming that Proctor deleted it when he had John's phone because it somehow proved that Karen was innocent. But now that we know that her taillight was already broken, I think that goes out the window. I think that she deleted it because she knew that it showed her inspecting the taillight of the car, or it showed her doing something that she wanted gone. And I think she deleted it when she came back to the house, which they already showed. He got this in early too, when Paul was on the stand. When she came back to the house that morning with her father, they went upstairs for 15 minutes and then they blew out of there like their feet were on fire and took off with the car. And I think that was set up to put that in there, that's when that footage got deleted. And I hope they have the timestamps to prove it. But Paul couldn't speak to that, so they wouldn't bring it up with him. You got that, the taillight, now the glass. I think he's setting up, really building foundational evidence that's going to resonate with the jury when this comes out down the road, when they find out why.
By the way, what did you think of the Ring garage door controller? Do you think that's going to play something in the future? Because people have pointed out that the niece attempted to put the code in and it wouldn't go down. Do you think it was just because there was snow in the area, because the door was left open? And
I don't know.
Or do you think she changed the code?
I think it's a keypad, so I think it would tell you if it was a block sensor. My crappy old garage door that doesn't do any of these bells and whistles has a red light that lights up when the sensor's blocked and lets me know why.
Yeah.
I believe the friend Camerano also said that he had the garage code to get in and out of the house, if I remember correctly, because he tried to punch it in. Then when he couldn't get it to work, he had the niece come try it. So it's one of two things.
Yes.
It was a block sensor, or, and this is what people are running with on Twitter, I'm not presenting this as my theory or saying I think it's valid, but that when she was trying to delete the footage, she messed with the code so nobody could get in and look at it and reset the code, because she being Karen would also have known how to get in and mess with that system, having lived there.
Yeah, remember, she knows where all the cameras are, and she knows where everything's at. So that's the thing. Like people have been jumping on. I listened to the part he was talking about with the punching, because when I heard it, I was like, "Whoa, what are they talking about?" And I listened to it, and it talked about the punching on the garage door, and I'm thinking like it has to do attaches to the camera system as well. But I think Karen's the ring camera. Yeah.
But it was also it was also
the
good that he
defense.
got, no,
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say the defense thought they were scoring such a point with the Section 12, and they hammered and they hammered and they hammered those EMTs and those officers over that. And then it just kind of comes out that, oh, that was in response to a dispatch call from Karen's father. When they get calls of potential S threats from family members, they are legally obligated to respond. They don't need a warrant to walk into your house.
I don't think, Freddie, I don't think they blew the case. I don't think loudly. I mean, it's way too early. People keep on like, I've been watching LawTube. A lot of them are not really paying attention. I think some of them are kind of like, probably because they didn't follow like the pre-motions and all that stuff and read everything. So they're missing key details. And maybe it's the fault of Ali because he's very much into facts and stuff like that. But it's only like almost like a week and a half into an almost 2-month trial. We haven't gotten to the Celebrate data. We haven't gotten to the GPS location. We haven't gotten to the DNA experts. We haven't gotten to the people who did the medical examiner. We haven't gotten to any of those people yet. And I think Jackson's really good at punching at people's, basically trying to grab the little nitpick here and stuff like that, like a good attorney does. But I think when it comes to the facts, the jury's going to look at the GPS and see, he didn't enter the house. And that is the main thing you need for a third-party culprit defense, where you need to have other suspects. If the GPS showed him in the house, then you have 11 other suspects, and you can have, reasonable doubt. You can't, you know what I mean? You're not going to convict one person out of 12 if the other 12 could have done it.
B. Tim Morgan's in the back. He's wanting to chat about Karen Reed.
Okay.
Freddie, it's not Colin Albert tomorrow. It's Chris Albert. Relax.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
What's up?
What up? Hey, Karen Reed's guilty, number one. Let me just say that. We get that out of the
We
way.
think she is too.
The Glare is a pussy. He's a little bitch.
That too.
He's trying to get into the DMs of Karen Reed, and he's been doing this for a while.
What do you mean trying to get into the DMs? You mean like jokingly, or
he's trying to e-jack with Karen Reed?
I doubt
Karen
that.
Reed doesn't give a shit about him.
No, I don't think he wants to deal with him, because then he would have to be
that's
worried
what
about
he's been
him.
doing.
You know what I mean?
And Cherry's the big man behind this sort of situation that's going on with that.
I mean, would you ever like, if let's say like Karen Reed gets acquitted, would you ever trust like being out of the car, in the back of the car with her?
Karen Reed's not going to get acquitted. She's going to be guilty as fuck.
Who knows, man? Who knows? We never know.
I know.
I think anyone who stands behind Karen Reed should stand behind her car when she's been taken. That's all I'm going to say.
They're all going to get run over.
If you believe her, then put your money where your mouth is.
And Karen Reed's ugly.
I don't think Alan Jackson is going down with this jury well. I don't think he is at all relatable to small town psyche. He doesn't get us at all.
And did you notice today he's taking, today was the first day I've heard him do this, but you've noticed every time Yannetti stands up and he goes, hello, Miss Johnson. Have we ever spoken? Have we ever met? Have I coached you in any way? Today's the first time Jackson did that, when Yannetti does it constantly.
Karen thinks she's Amber Heard, but she's a dollar discount version of Amber Heard. Let's be honest here. Nobody gives a shit, about Karen Reed. She's guilty. She killed John O'Keefe. Let's get justice for John O'Keefe for once. Glare hashtags justice for John O'Keefe. How many times? And how many videos?
The guy
doesn't care.
He doesn't even know what he doesn't even know what 34 Fairview looks like. He didn't even know what the house looks like. He confused.
The only 34 Fairview is the balls that are set on his fucking forehead. Sorry, I had to get that out.
Let's do that. But he does not know nothing about this case. He really doesn't know.
He doesn't know anything about any case. Cherry feeds him this information, and Cherry's barely living. She's like, I don't know, Casper the Friendly Ghost from Ireland or some shit. Sorry.
I don't even know if Cherry. I don't know nothing about Cherry, to be honest with you.
Cherry runs the channel.
Really?
And It's been proven by deets on the streets. Ask him or ask her.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, it's true. Oh, it's damn true. Yeah. Glare doesn't have the balls because he's probably holding a coffee that was brewed on the ground. Okay, right
Call
about
it
now.
coffee. I don't think it's coffee. Let's just say that much.
Coffee and whiskey, whatever. I don't know.
Irish coffee.
Hardcore.
Irish, made it very.
I'm waiting for the day Glare gets his piss jug and his unmarked alcohol jug mixed up. I want to see
The Glare sits in a cubicle in Tennessee, a shitty town in Tennessee. So it's not even Nashville, folks.
Now,
let's be honest here.
Turtle Boy is living in his mom's basement. Do you think they can be roommates, him, the Glare, and Turtle Boy, like kind of live together?
You know, at least Turtle Boy sounds like a dope, you know? At least he has something going for him. He sounds like a little weasel, okay? It looks like somebody grasped his balls real tight, and then he's hitting those high registers, okay? So that's what Turtle Boy is. What does the Glare have? Nothing but clubber. He pretends he has a dog that he stole right before Christmas that he fucking throws off of his desk. Let's be honest. He's a dog abuser. It's very clear. I mean, he would abuse Clubber more than he would.
Tonight, huh?
That's no.
I'm worried about Clubber more than Karen Reed at this point. Justice for Clubber.
I don't even
that
know
was
you.
bullshit then. That is bullshit now.
I don't even know you, brother, and I feel like you're trolling right now. But I need to point out.
I'm not trolling. I'm telling the truth, man.
Point out
this guy jerks.
Aiden's voice is high because he's 5'2".
He's 5'2".
No, it's high because the Glare is right up in his nuts. Just grabbing that shit real tight. Sorry, guys. I mean, sorry, but I'm really upset about this whole situation. I mean, can we get the Glare up on here on this panel?
Yeah,
you know he's awake. What the hell is he doing on his twin mattress on the floor?
No, because he wouldn't get full screen with his stupid neon sign with his own name on it behind him.
I mean, can you, wear a fucking skull cap tighter than he has? I mean, where the hell is he shopping at? A toddler section in Walmart for his skull caps, his beanies? What the hell? I mean, I can't understand this. Like, who the hell would listen to the Glare for any sort of fucking like true crime information? I can't believe this. I don't understand. I'd rather listen to Karen Reed, the killer, murderer.
Are you doing a bit right now?
No, this is real.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Feels
honest here.
It is. It does sound kind of like a bit.
It's not a bit. I hate the guy. The guy's a.
Well, I know you hate the guy. I know that for sure. That's a fact.
Karen
By the
Reed.
way, I kind of hate you because you taught him.
You hate me?
Yeah, because you taught this motherfucker how to do soundboards and the whole.
No, I didn't. Okay, well, I did. You're right.
You taught this motherfucker, and he uses this soundboard every fucking day because of you. Because of you.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
right.
That's just what I want in my live trial coverage of someone's death is
I
stupid soundboards
apologize.
and
If
effects.
people are saying I'm live sniping, yes, I'm live. I get it. And Queen Bee knows. I've already talked to her in back chat. Guys, calm down. I'm not trying to pull the wool over your eyes.
I think you need to answer for your crimes and teaching the Glare how to do fucking soundboards because
I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to affect everybody this badly.
It affects me. It affects everyone in the true crime community because we have to listen to this guy's soundboard every fucking day with his whole clapping.
It's pretty annoying. Yeah.
Well, at least he hasn't learned Nicolina's like shot buzzer yet that goes off every time she disagrees with something somebody says. So that's a bonus.
You know what? I would be complaining about his stupid little commercials that he plays for 30 minutes. I mean, what kind of intro is this shit? It's like, dude, somebody needs to smack him upside the head. Clubber, where you at, bro? Just puke all over this motherfucker.
Leave Clubber alone. Clubber's the good dog.
Clubber is barely alive. Is Clubber alive? Did he take him to the pound already?
Let's not bring Clubber into this.
I haven't seen Clubber for God knows. I mean, how many weeks has it been since we've seen Clubber?
By the way, if you're really upset with the Glare and his newfound fame and fortune in covering Karen Reed, just wait. As soon as he is no longer useful to Turtle Boy is going to tell all those people to stop following the glare, and he's going to be right back where he was before this.
Did you guys see the whole the video with JLR in the parking lot with Turtle Boy?
Yes, we did.
What did Turtle Boy say? He said, "Oh, you're fucking one of Glaire's friends." Dude, he dogged his ass right there. He said, "Shut the fuck up. Glaire's a piece of shit. You're one of he said JLR is one of his friends. Did y'all
Even
catch
better
that?
than that? Did you catch when Dolly was sitting across the street in his weird little hoodie, just quietly filming, and all of the Free Karen Reed people were like, "Don't go near him. That's Dolly. He's the Glaire's troll."
Oh, so did y'all like Dolly or no? I like Dolly. Dolly's
I don't
cool.
care one way or the
I
other.
don't
I
like
think
Dolly, especially with his recent antics with Sebastian Rogers. I think he's being really fucking
That I don't like.
I think
the whole
all
clickbait shit.
I think
I don't
all
like
of the
that.
dirtbags that show up in Tragedy
Dude,
Pit
your stream siping with Micah Miller is a thumbnail.
to get their faces on
I
this
already
crap are
ended
pretty much
Micah Miller.
garbage people.
It's a show that continues. So we ended that segment about, I don't know, 2 hours ago. So now we're starting a new segment. So I'm honest, truthful.
Segments?
Yeah, we do segments. It's a show, man. It's entertainment. YouTube is entertainment. Correct, Queen Bee? Queen Bee's got to entertain. Everybody. B Tim's got to entertain.
I don't understand.
Do you have
Voice of the
entertaining
voiceless
video
needs to
bumpers to
entertain.
go between your segments?
Yeah, we covered that shit. I mean, we covered the seriousness of it. We got
And here's Natasha Cooper with sports.
Natasha Cooper. Jeez, I wish I could talk to that Pizza Hut. Damn. It's been a while. Shit. Is she living still? What's happening with her? She breathing? She on Spaceballs?
I don't even know. Who's Natasha Cooper again?
Y'all don't know.
Recline with Natasha. She's had like 100 or 200 channels pop up.
Recline? Shit.
Oh, yeah,
that
the reclining lady. Oh, okay, now I remember.
Yeah, the sweating bald woman that keeps getting her channels life banned, and they
Hey,
now
who's this
just
guy? I want to be able to say the names of the. I know B Tim, of course. I know Queen B.
corrosive commentary.
Corrosive commentary. All right, so you got a YouTube channel, Corrosive.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Publicly called
Yeah,
this. I
I'm
float around
assuming you
on
don't
the-
like the glare. I mean, the
I
glare's a
float on
piece
the
of
drama
shit.
side.
Yeah, the
I'm
glare's a
not-
piece of shit, though. Let's be honest.
I wouldn't have known you felt that way based on your last 10 minutes of commentary.
Well, let me tell you something. He said, let me tell you something with the glare. He's like,
Hold
oh,
up,
I'm not a
hold
part
up.
of drama.
Hold
and
up,
then he makes
hold up.
himself a part of drama.
Yeah, Voices, what's up?
Morbid,
hypocrite.
is your stream titled Micah Miller documentary?
Yeah, sweetheart. I mean, I'm making a documentary for Micah.
Dude, you can't do that and talk.
No,
stuff
I
like
could
this.
do.
That's
I could
what
do
I-
it.
yep.
I threw it up in segments. Okay.
And then get up here and bitch about clickbait? You son of a
I'm not
bitch.
bitching about anything. I'm just talking to you.
Oh, morbid. Why?
I'm sorry, I didn't come up to your standards, voice and voiceless.
Listen,
All right.
I like Voices.
I already
Jesus.
closed out
Hold
that
on.
segment. Okay.
I was reading the chat, dude.
It's like a talk. What chat are you reading? Because I'm reading the same chat right about now.
Chasing
go
the
ahead and read it.
clouds.
It's quiet now. I think Queen took care of something.
That's so fucking wrong. I don't understand why he has to be like that.
Cloud
Yeah.
chasing tragedy pimping.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as he popped up, I got about 5 DMs from multiple people going, watch out for this dude. He's trolling. He just wants to bitch about the glare. He
Yeah,
will derail
that's pretty
everything."
much all that was.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really blame like why Morbid doesn't like the glare, because apparently what happened was while the glare pretended to be his friend to teach him how to do soundboards and stuff like that, the glare hit on his ex-girlfriend and tried to send a peen pic to her.
Oh, I'm so shocked.
So
Who could have seen that
he
coming?
really hates the glare. Like it's the level of hatred he has for the glare is outweighed anything anyone in this platform has. So don't
Okay,
really
but I
blame
mean, can't he sit on his channel and unendingly bitch about the guy instead of bombing other people's channels, derailing the chat, and just repeating the same 37 trait jokes that he's practiced in the mirror for 3 days?
Yeah. and not put another clickbait title talking about a tragic situation where that poor woman.
Immediately after I said that, I had to deal with my granddaughter voices. I am so sorry if I got you attacked.
No, honey, I kept reading chat. After you said that, I started paying attention. I was also working on my my projects while I've been participating.
Voices was like, she was
So,
just like waiting.
all of a sudden, I started looking at the chat and I'm like, man, they're all mad. What are they? And then I went and grabbed my phone and pulled it up and was like, wait a minute. Does this? So that's when I asked. I said, wait. And B. Tim's like, yeah. And I said, do you have Micah Miller documentary in your title? I mean, I knew what I was looking at because I was getting ready to flip my camera on and show everybody. But yeah, he sure as shit did.
Yeah, you know what the weird thing about Morbid is? He actually made, like, when I watched his earlier videos, he actually made good documentaries on, like, true crime. But then it's like, nope, not anymore. Like, I've seen,
drama sells, though. Drama sells. Most of, until this case and a couple of others popped up.
Those ban evaders, too.
Yeah, he is a ban evader, too. So, but Java does sell.
He just lost a channel really recently.
Anyway.
Then there's the whole revenge prawn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did admit the other night that he still has the glares peen when he popped up and pulled some.
Yeah, because what happened was, we don't know what happened, Publica. Peen pic? It was the peen pic that was sent to his girlfriend, right? That was the one he showed, or was that the one he? Yeah, that was the one he showed, right?
I thought it was sent to him. I thought Will actually sent it to him.
Oh yeah, you're right. He sent it to him to vindicate himself.
Wait. No, I think he sent it to May Noodles. And
No. He sent it to Shipwrecked Beck.
That's how it went. Shipwrecked. That was the X.
And then the Glare sent it to Morbid to show like, oh, this is not so bad. And then Morbid doesn't blank out the penis and puts it on his community tab, and then everyone saw it. Unfortunately.
Dude just literally typed shit in back chat. Come on, bro. You're definitely doing a bit. Definitely. But just stop for a minute, because I've done this a couple of times. Stop for a minute and think. You go to a high school reunion, right? You run into somebody you haven't talked to in 20 years, and they go, what are you doing now? And you try to explain this right here to them. You'd sound like a barking lunatic. Well, and then Shipwreck Beck got a hold of this guy's pecker pick, and he mailed it to somebody named Underdog447. And then, this is insanity. We exist inside insanity. This is the asylum.
Oh, dude, I tell my friends all about this shit. They started watching.
You know what? It was.
Since you're here, let me say this real quick. Since you're here, Morbid, and since you're listening, you are trying to make a jokey bit out of Officer John O'Keefe's death. You are no better than Turtle Boy or any other Karen Reed supporter. Fuck you.
By the way, Kodo says Will sent his own peen pic to Morbid to prove she asked for it. Glare sucks at editing. He didn't be over it good enough, and Morbid posted it, and you could see his peen. Yes, I know I could see it. Unfortunately, I have an Alienware computer and also a giant screen. And when I went onto the community board, I saw it, and it was one of those moments where I cursed myself for having a large screen, and luckily I've forgotten about it. I've forgotten, it's just been wiped from my memory. I think it was just so traumatic. My brain naturally just eliminated it from my head because it was not something I wanted to see ever in my entire life, to be honest with you. I've seen many terrible things, and that was one of them that I'm glad that my mind naturally rejected immediately. It was terrible.
Morbid, if you'd put as much work into your own channel as you put into some people's back chats, you'd have a really successful channel all over again.
My take on the issue with true crime, from watching it from a distance for 4 or 5 years now, is a lot of creators are okay until they get really, really invested in a case, not reporting on it, but becoming part of it, even if it's just from the cheering section. Michael Long is a perfect example. How many people who were covering the Michael Long case went on to become factional people fighting with other people over their beliefs on the case rather than having an opinion on the case?
Well, I think a lot of times people form their opinions. People like have their opinions, and they get really invested in the case. Like I am, people get invested, and I think people get unhealthy investments. Like they want to become part of it, and they want to actually try to solve the crime, and they want to do all these things. And I think that's the problem. I think if you watch it from a distance, it's fine to follow the case, but when you start like interviewing witnesses, the Sebastian Rogers one is a classic example. You have people that are literally like harassing a woman of a missing kid, a woman who's missing her kid, messing with Seth, like the father, messing with the stepfather, making clickbait titles like Dolly was calling this young missing kid, this 15-year-old missing kid, having his thumbnail saying pissy pants. I sat there, I was like, are you out of your fucking mind, Dolly? And there's thousands of people in this chat like just saying, oh, you're doing great. He's even making
you missed his thumbnail today apparently then, because it was
Stankfoot. And this guy's selling soaps for missing, trying to Katie Come Clean soap. And then you're sitting here and it's like, what the fuck?
Hold on. We didn't wait.
Who else was
Theme soap?
Wait a minute.
Who else was making soaps that looked like they were guaranteed to burn your goddamn house down if you ever lit them? They were like in glasses and crap. Audie, who was that? Who am I thinking of? Go ahead. Sorry.
Laura and her candles.
You're thinking
candles. That's it. Candles. You're right.
Man, you're gonna get us alive. She's gonna make a live about us, and she's gonna yell at us.
We're so screwed now.
I don't want to have. Really, I try not to. You know what I mean? You're gonna get me in trouble.
I'm sorry. Stricken. Objection. Sustained.
Sidebar.
I cannot.
Oh my god, the sidebars.
I know he is who he is, and he is what he is. Sebastian themed soap?
Yeah, Katie Comes Curling soap. That's what he's planning on making.
Okay, so that's not any different than than Laura doing the candle with. Oh my god, this has to stop. It's exploitation.
Yeah, this is like Queen pointed out. Queen pointed out in our community tab. Because this what Dolly does, he puts these thumbnails and then he changes them later. So here's the thumbnail that he used. It says, Mr. Pissy Pants, say no to Tony Brows. And then it has this, and then he points an arrow at this, like that, at the kid.
But when he gets called out, he's like, no, Chris Proudfoot said that. He's the one that said that. I don't know the fuck if he did say that. You shouldn't be repeating the shit. What the fuck? Who do you think you are? What the fuck you doing? Talking about a 15-year-old boy like that.
I knew about the stupid petition to convince Seth to fire the PR guy that's currently protecting Seth from YouTube. Circular logic there, but I didn't know about the candles.
Not candles, soaps. He wants to make 2 brands, so he says, oh, that's sold out immediately, that brand of soap. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you people are idiots. Number one, I wouldn't buy a fucking nothing from Dolly. Looking at him, I'd be like, oh, that's the opposite of clean. Let's just say that much. You look at Mr. Clean, you think to yourself, that is the icon for clean. You look at Dolly, you say to yourself, that is the icon of what you'd find at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock at a 7-Eleven in the bad part of town. I'm just saying, not what I would be a spokesperson for soap. Just saying. Just
to address Tyler in chat, never said I was involved. Said I watched from a distance and saw people get at each other's throats over it. That's all I said.
Yeah, just like this channel, it's not a true crime channel. This is open panel channel, so we talk about everything.
Yeah, Tyler's been around since the Michael Long case. Since before I had this channel, I've known her.
But and you had those 2 missing kids in, I think it was California, when you had Doug Hutton, no thanks, out there.
No, that wasn't over here. I didn't talk about those boys.
No, but they were convinced they knew where they were, and they were misleading people and all that kind of stuff. That's what I mean by the people that get involved and to become try and make them, they have main character syndrome, right? They should be in the background. They should be listed as guy that walks through number 3 in the background, and they think they're the leading star of the show. And they show up in front of people's houses. They show up at court. They show up here. They show up there. Nobody needs to see Molly Golightly or Bullhorn Betty sitting in the front row of the court falling out of their shirts. Nobody needs that. It shouldn't even be there distracting the court proceedings unless they're involved, which they aren't.
Yeah. I think it's just
Starlink.
By the way, Firefly donated 5 memberships, Queen. By the way, just letting you know. B-Temp, don't forget with the purchase you get.
Thank you, Miss Firefly. I appreciate that, love. Thank you.
Cheesy Weezy says,
look, Laura got yelled at by Gray the other day. You guys want to see something fucking hilarious?
You want to stop sharing?
This is Gray mocking JLR.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in.
That needs to be your
God, I love Gray.
Do that again. Do that again.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in.
That means
that's his impression of JLR when he starts his live streams, and he's like, "Come on in, everybody, come on in."
That is why I love that man.
I kind of wanted to see JLR turn back up in Canton, but I guess he's on to bigger and better things. He made his point by going to the house where Turtle Boy's kids live and going, "We can touch you too," and then he buggered off to New York.
I wanted to see JLR and Turtle Boy get into a fist fight. That's what I wanted to see in the middle of the streets of Canton.
Wouldn't be much of a fight.
I know, but when they both get arrested, we can all like cover their true crime case and laugh at them. That was my hope and dream. But we'll see. I mean, if Turtle Boy does get convicted and goes to jail, I'm just gonna make a video just laughing at him while he's in sentencing and he cries. So
dude, I don't think the 19 charges are gonna stick. I don't think he's getting all of them. I really don't. I think the ones against the police officer investigators will probably be dropped. It's really hard to claim that you're intimidating a witness when you're filming the cops who are doing stuff. But I think the ones against the witnesses, I think some of them might stick. I think when you're standing there yelling you're a murderer at somebody's house and screaming through a bullhorn to their neighbors, just want to let you know a cop killer lives here, that's definitely an issue.
We're getting a little bit of JLR. JLR is coming in.
This is his come on in.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. JLR investigates. Come on in. Sebastian
JLR Jazz Hands.
And he's like, come on in.
Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in.
See JLR.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't he on a small but illustrious list of people that are such nuisance litigants that they have to have approval to sue anybody at this point?
Yes.
Yes, he has 3,000 plus lawsuits he filed, I believe.
Wow.
Gray ripped into someone the other day. I at the time I knew who it was and what it was over, but so much fuck shit has gone on. It was Terry, was it, over a fake sighting? And that she had run with it to YouTube, and instead of calling TB, he was livid. He went on and on and on, and he called her out by name. And he hardly ever does that. He's called Betty out before, and I've known it was Betty he was calling out, but he didn't mention her name. But in this one, he did.
Yeah.
He was livid.
I assume you mean Bullhorn and not Washam when you say Betty, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, Pineapple Ice Yes. Said they might as well tickle each other with feathers. That's how hard of a fight it would be.
Yeah, when you're getting pressed by fucking Grant Smith,
Grant Smith Ellis.
Yeah, Grant Smith Ellis. When he's pressing you and you're scared to actually do anything, and you're intimidated, and you're kind of walking away, picking up your chair to go home, and then talk.
Sad Hulk music. Oh, I've got to make that short. I've got to find video of him walking away carrying his chair and just put the sad Hulk music over it.
You know, you're like a failure of a man at that point. Like, bro,
Brunhell is right. It was the track pants. It was over planting the track pants.
Wow.
It wasn't that he was intimidated. It was that he thought he was going to bowl his way into the line because he didn't realize that everybody sitting out from the night before. Unified, the press decided this guy is not getting in line tomorrow morning. It wasn't just Grant. Like he listed at 10 o'clock last night. Grant listed all of the news outlets that had people there holding space overnight because none of them want to be associated with Turtle Boy. None of them want him with the press group in the courtroom making faces and duck facing whenever the camera points to him, making his stupid little fist up next to his head. We're going to get him. Yeah, daddy's ready to fuck me. Nobody wants to see that in court. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. The problem is,
yeah.
You go.
I was going to say, Piper, he said he's not going to go tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be Chris Albert testifying, which will probably be a dull FUD because he wasn't at the party. He was only at the bar at one point. So I don't think there's going to be a lot coming from that. But Friday, they might get into some of the witnesses that he'd rather see, like Brian, Jen McCabe, Kerry Roberts. And he definitely, I think if he can, he wants to be there when Colin Albert testifies, because the two people I think he hates the most in this are Brian and Colin.
Why
with Jen,
does he hate,
Jen McCabe being a third.
Why does Cullen wasn't even at the fucking house. It's been
no, he wasn't.
He left before John was there. That's what I mean. He was there at the house, but he left before John was there. And it's like this poor kid's got this fucking troll maggot just trailing him out in this group of fucking troglodyte morons going after him for like years. And this kid's got to have to deal with this bullshit. And I feel so bad for this kid.
Colin plays multiple sports. So they found a picture of him with his knuckles scraped up for whatever reason. And then they claimed that picture was taken like 2 weeks after the thing at John's house, which is proof that he had beat him. It wasn't.
Coffendorfer made a video and showed that he had perfectly good hands before, like earlier in February or something like that, and it was later in February or later that he had the injury, like that little scuff marks on his arm, so it like on his fingers, like that. And those are not broken knuckles. That's not what you get when you punch someone and you hurt your knuckles. It's like none of these motherfuckers have ever been in that fight. That's like
played a sport.
I would just like to point out that the last half of February is individual and dual team state wrestling championship season.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
and it
remember
is
if he
very,
wrestles.
very easy to get knuckle dusters on those mats.
I know he was in college for football, but I don't know if he wrestled. But there's the other one is they had that video of the Advantage Boys where him and another guy are yelling into a cell phone camera about what they're going to do to the Advantage Boys, and people have played that out like it's some sort of gang thing. It's a rival sports team. They're cutting a diss track on a rival sports team. So it's not a threat. It's no different than mooning the other sports team in the age of cell phones.
Okay. And number one, if you're punching someone, you're going to bruise your fucking knuckles. You're going to actually sometimes even break them, because depending if you're punching someone's head. Okay. If you ever took martial arts, if you punch someone's head, there's a good chance that person can push their head down a little bit and you break your fucking knuckles. You never punch someone for the head, because that's usually not a good thing with bare knuckles. You're going to usually break them. And it's like none of these people know what they're talking about. And then when they look at the scuff mark on this, it's the same thing you would get maybe if you kind of was doing a punching bag without a glove and you scuffed it a little bit and you got that. Like, that's what, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so stupid. And when I seen that, I was like, these people are out of their fucking minds. And this kid couldn't even go back. Like he had to get harassed out of college because he's fucking idiots.
He had to disenroll from college because of the hit pieces that Turtle Boy kept posting on him, none of which are true.
Yeah.
I mean, last night, Turtle Boy was sitting there going, this motherfucker murdered a cop. And if he doesn't face justice for it, he's going to get worse and he's going to do it again. He's literally Satan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like you'd think once you're charged with harassing witnesses and have been hauled in and you have felony charges that when added up at the state level could net you like 140 years.
Yeah.
140 years. And more charges probably coming for conspiracy and stuff like that to attack the people who are witnesses. you would think that you would hit the brakes and back up a little bit and stop doing what got you in trouble in the first place. Not go, fuck it, get on the gas, let's go.
If I was Cullen, I would fucking immediately start a lawsuit. I'd be like, okay.
I think that he is going to get hit with about 40 fucking services as soon as this case is over. There's just going to be the mail truck's going to back up and come out with a dolly with all the registered mail he's going to get as proof of service of civil suits.
I mean, like
this case is such a huge intersection between LawTube, true crime communities, the drama communities, and television networks. It's all so muddied together. It's in a way that it has never actually happened.
Oh, this is going to be the new reality.
And here we're facing, and I started really thinking about this at Emily's today, because she was talking about, how this is a move forward and we have to have transparency, and what would we think if we had to rely on the reporters? And I'm like, I agree, except because YouTube has been so involved in this up until this point, everything has gotten so skewed, and you now have the general public sending unvetted evidence to defense attorneys during a trial, and you, as a formerly practicing attorney, are saying it's a good thing that the defense attorney might be able to bring perjury charges.
Well,
that's a problem. That's not a good thing.
First of all, anybody who's saying perjury charges needs to look up the law of what perjury is. It might be possible to impeach the witness. Ain't going to be perjury. Perjury is only lying about facts that are material to the case. Whether or not she knows Caitlin Albert has nothing to do with the case.
Well, she stated that she was acquaintance, like she was like acquaintance or something to that degree. Like for them to get to the level of perjury, that would be huge. Like, what I mean? Just it's so ridiculous. And I haven't heard the judge visit that, because she said she was going to make a ruling on that.
So what I think they talked about that at the end today. I only caught bits of it, but I think instead of individually hearing that, they're just going to wait till Caitlin comes in and try and deal with it that way. Try and get Caitlin to claim that she knows whatever her name was. Her name's already escaped me. The lady firefighter paramedic. And I don't think it matters. I really don't think it's material to the case. This is them fishing for a third party conspiracy, which is falling out of their grasp, which with each new witness that Lally brings up, by the time they get to that point, it might not even matter. By the time it gets to that point, trying to paint this conspiracy may just piss the jury off more if they keep seeing that Karen was well liked. They were invited to the place. Everybody loved John. Not a single person has ever had a bad word to say about John. And there's no motive. There's absolutely no motive for anyone in that house to have jumped John or beat him up or any of that stuff.
Well, I mean, it kind
Cheesy, no, she didn't say she would. She said she could, but that it wasn't likely. But that's what the defense attorneys are pushing for.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, with the defense today, like, I think it's kind of backfiring with them with their questioning. They're like, well, everyone was kind of getting along and having fun at the bar. And it's like, okay, that kind of goes against your whole thing you've been putting on TV, that they all planned this ambush at the house. It doesn't look like that. At the very least, you could maybe say there was like a roughhouse fight in the basement where they were, or something like that. But that doesn't even make sense at this point, because it's going to show that he wasn't even in the house. So I don't know what the defense is doing. I think the defense is basically throwing everything they can at the wall and hoping whatever sticks.
As well.
Because it doesn't make sense.
I think this may also backfire on them when the forensics come in and when it starts to show that everything they've claimed that was used as a frame. Pardon me. I'm sorry. Everything that was used as a frame it can't be used because the forensics disprove it. That the taillight was gone before the state police could have gotten their hands on it and planted it, which is what they were edging into with and did you see the taillight that would have been right next to John? No, it wouldn't have been right next to John. And nobody ever claimed it was next to John. It was some distance away where the impact would happen. Nobody's claiming she backed her car between a fire hydrant and an electrical box and hit him. Like, nobody has said that. Or that he didn't get hit in the head by the car, which is the crap with the FBI said his injuries are inconsistent with being hit by a car. Right. Well, no shit. Nobody is claiming that the head wound came from the car. In order for his injuries to be consistent with being hit by a car, every injury would have to be explained that way. Nobody's claiming that. They're claiming that the car was the intermediary. Her hitting him with the car was what propelled him into something else, which is what eventually killed him. Her leaving is what turned it into second-degree murder. Otherwise, it would have just been manslaughter.
Yeah.
Because it's depraved heart or depraved indifference or reckless endangerment or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, in Massachusetts, for it to be perjury, you have to lie on something material to the case that could lead to the conviction, or if something like that was perjury, then being wrong about what you ordered at the restaurant 2 years ago would be perjury, and you could face charges for that. That's not how it works. You have to be intentionally lying about something.
Well, Alan
that
Jackson
changes the outcome of the case.
Yeah, but Alan Jackson is just like the showboater. Like, honestly, when I watch him, like he's just basically that. It's like two different styles. Like, a lot of people are looking at the Commonwealth attorney and they like, oh well, if you look at the Commonwealth, it's like two different sides. One is focused on following the rule of law and facts and just doing what he's supposed to do. The other is just doing every sleazy tactic he could possibly think of to can try to get his, in my opinion, clearly guilty client. I think she's fucking guilty. I'm completely, based upon everything I'm seeing and based upon all the stuff I know ahead of time than a lot of other people who might be watching this case earlier on, I think she's clearly motherfucking guilty. And I think not only is she guilty, I believe she's a very evil person who basically, instead of doing that, doing the right thing and just admitting that she might have accidentally hit him or anything like that, decided to work with Turtle Boy to harass and to fuck with people in real life, so she can possibly intimidate them, so they wouldn't have to she didn't even have to go to jail. I think she's
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, B. Tim. If not for the everything that came after, to the point where her lawyer is slapping Turtle Boy's ass and her mother is, oh, he did such a fantastic show last night. If not for all of that, she would have gotten at least the benefit of my doubt that that's not her normal state of mind. And in that moment, drunk and enraged, it was just, oh, I don't care. And then when she woke up halfway sober, she did.
Well, something that stuck out to me was that Yannetti, I think it was one of the defense attorneys, I'm pretty sure it was Yannetti, made sure to get the EMT on the ambo that transported her to the Section 12. So when they took her to the hospital for the psych check, made sure to get him to enter into the record that he found out she had MS. And that makes me wonder if they're not going to last ditch angle toward well, Your Honor, my client is sick. And if it's not a Wookiee, you must acquit defense.
Yeah. Well, I found also it was very interesting, and I'm glad you actually brought that up, that there was a lot of lies being spread, even like people in Emily Baker's chat that believed that the cops were the ones that forcefully put her in to the hospital. And it turned out it was Karen Reed's father who called in and said, hey, she's threatened to unalive herself. We need, can you do something about it? So it was Karen Reed's father that called it in, not the cops.
Right. And that's what I was talking about a while ago. When they get a dispatch call like that, they have no choice but to execute those orders. And that goes for the officers and the EMTs both. The police are allowed to walk into your home without a warrant under those circumstances.
Well, I mean, the one cop did say that the one EMT did say that he did the initial assessment. Everything she was saying to him at that time seemed consistent with somebody in trauma, having just lost a loved one. I don't want to live. I don't want to go on. These are all normal things to hear. But that the father was apparently insistent and decided to transport her anyway. I don't trust Mr. Burns. I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. I think he has been hand in hand with her in this whole thing, orchestrating her defense, being just fine with her destroying people, selling popcorn, the whole 9 yards. I don't trust him. It wouldn't surprise me at all if she texted her dad and said, I'm going to start yelling. You get me sections so we have a couple hours to figure this out. I think they know. And that's when it went from there. I'll be very interested to see her phone dumps if they ever actually got them, because she jerked them around on that for so long. That's another one that drives me nuts is Jackson was up there saying all of the witnesses should give their phones over to us. I mean, if you're not guilty of anything, what do you have to hide? You could help us. Jen, thinking she was helping, did that. Now you've got the 227 search nonsense out there. Everybody else was smart enough to get a lawyer and go, no, you're not getting my phone. Not without a valid reason. They seized her phone rightly. I think from what I heard in testimony, they started to look into it. They found some privileged stuff. They sent it back over to the lawyers and they said, you have to tell us what's privileged that can't be looked at and isolate that from the image. And they drag their feet, they drag their feet, they drag their feet, they drag their feet, they drag their feet. And I think they only got it back earlier last year, like summer of last year. So, I mean, there's definitely some skullduggery going on there with them wanting to hold stuff in. Cheesy, his shoe was found. His shoe was found. All of his clothing are in evidence. The belt is there. The shoe is there. The hat is there.
I don't think there was
the
a
hat
belt.
and the shoe were found in the snow. It's there. You can, if you look at the picture of his clothes on the floor of the hospital, it is listed, or you can see it in the photo. It's still in the belt loops of his pants. And then it's in the inventory logs, but it never came up in pretrial to be DNA tested or any of that kind of stuff.
What happened to his hat? Like he was wearing a cap, right? So
yeah, they found it. It was in the snow outside. I think it got
Yeah,
blown
that
off
could
his
get
head.
knocked off his head.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he had a massive head wound in the back of his head, so there's a good chance his hat came off before that happened, or when it happened. But I think there was a strong wind. There was a lot of blowing snow. There was thicker snow at the side of the road. When they first pulled up, you had response vehicles pulling up and splashing snow all over the place. It wouldn't surprise me if those things got covered, and they weren't recovered until, again, remember, the local police did it a 6x6 or 7x7 foot area around the immediate area where he was found. They found John, I guess his phone turned up, pieces of the drinking glass, and the blood were there.
I have a question for you. What did you think of the 911 call? It was a Kara or Jen. I'm trying to remember who called. That basically said they turned him over. What did you think of that?
I couldn't hear it clearly enough to tell if that's actually what she said.
Well, millennial
version.
Millennial.
It was in the court docs that we were reading the other day over on Eels.
I'm wondering if he wasn't laying on his side.
He was on his bed. He was face down.
Face down doesn't ring with the lividity that you saw in the autopsy photos, though.
Well, that's what was in the official reports. That's what I read yesterday or the day before when Heels pulled it right off of the official court docs.
Yes,
I don't know.
This is the thing from Boundless Remote. I'm just going to play it because I don't want to do it for sure.
So we heard both 911 calls, and everyone called 911 that morning except for Karen. And Jen McKee's 911 call, does it sound like she says we flipped him over? If they had to flip him over, he was laying face down in the snow the whole time? Does that mean he was completely covered with snow when they found him?
Yeah, and so that's what I heard in 911 because they said they flipped him over. So
yeah, I mean that wouldn't surprise me.
So that means, and that's a thing that's going to be an issue. So you have a man that's flipped over, covered with snow. That means that he's going to be covered with like a couple, like maybe an inch or so. That's going to make him a little bit tougher to see. At that time conditions, you see it that it's dark out. It's a blizzard, and in the back of the fucking car with no headlight, like with no like searchlight, Karen Reed immediately spots him out of nowhere.
Under snow in the landscaping lumps.
Yeah.
Well, as we now know, based on the testimony that we saw this morning from Mrs. Camerino, furiously texting multiple people from the backseat of the car. So she was texting right up until she wasn't, and then she texted back and said he's dead, and then they never heard from her again. So, yeah. And I also, as far as I know, Jen probably said they flipped him over because she was by the car. She never, as far as I know, she didn't go over to John while she was on the 911 call, because there's the tape from Karen's phone, which is left in the back seat, because she was calling John again. If I remember correctly, it was John at the time that she spotted him. Big air quotes I just put around my microphone, and left the line open. So it was recorded on his voicemail, was where the Jen's end of the 911 call got leaked, because that defense leaked that, presumably. And that was where the whispering came from, which there were two things. One was she actually pitched her voice down because Karen was freaking out, based on what we heard in that call that you just played. And the other was she moved away from the phone at one point, which the Free Karen Read people claimed was her whispering something to somebody on a phone call, like get out of the house or come out of the house or go in the house or something like that, which was simply her moving further from the car.
Okay. In the stuff that I read yesterday, it also said that when the EMT arrived, and when the first officer arrived, Karen was giving CPR and she had blood on her face that was from John's nose and mouth. So Karen was giving him CPR.
Yeah, but the thing was, it wasn't doing anything because they had to.
No, it wasn't doing any good.
There was blood and vomit in his system. Like
she tried. From what I understand, she threw herself on top of him. And yeah, I mean, yeah, she definitely got herself covered in his blood. She said he was covered in blood, which, again, folks who claimed that he bled out in the basement, it wasn't bleeding in the yard. That's why there were only 6 droplets. She was covered in it. So clearly he was bloody in the yard.
And also the pool of blood under him. I mean, obviously we'd be seeing all the pictures. Another debunked bullshit, speculation bullshit led by the group of morons who
also internal bleeding is a thing and is very deadly and will kill people without ever dropping a drop.
And it was noted in the ME's information that we actually has already been released to the court. We haven't seen the full report, of course, that he had intracranial bleeding. So he had a bleed inside his head from the broken skull on the back of his head, and he had hemorrhaging around his stomach and pancreas.
Yeah.
So I don't know where bled out came from. I don't know where the people on Twitter who claim that if you get a minor head wound, you will die if you don't get stitches immediately because you will bleed out from it. Other than arterial bleeding, I've never heard of anyone bleeding out from a head wound that the wound wasn't fatal first. So the people claiming that there should be 2 to 3 liters of blood in a giant swimming pool under him, I see no mention of exsanguination in any of the reports that I've seen so far. Nowhere is it noted that he bled out. It's noted that he had the hemorrhaging around his stomach and pancreas, which could also be attributed to hypothermia. He had the couple of bumps on his head, the big break in the back. He had raccoon eyes, which is what you get when you have pressure bleeding inside the brain.
The only reason
blood around his mouth.
The only reason head wounds bleed so easily is because all the blood vessels are so close to the skin, because so is the bone. There's no more blood there than there is anywhere else close to the skin.
Right.
Yeah, and that's just like, it just, now that I think about it, like listening to the defense so far, I just feel like they're just throwing everyone thinks that there's this master plan that the defense has that's going to, like, and I just think they're just trying every single thing they can. Like, they're throwing everything at them. I don't think they have a one plan. I think they're just trying to throw everything they can, including the kitchen sink, to cause some sort of reasonable doubt, some kind of confusion to the jury. And I think while they're just throwing everyone's like, oh, this has got to be part of some grand thing. And they're just not realizing, no, they don't have a plan, because the GPS and other stuff's going to fucking bury her. And they might get some bullshit expert with the walk data. And it's like, well, which is probably going to be more accurate? The Waze data and GPS or Apple Walk? And people are going to be like, yeah, obvious GPS data. And they're going to sit there, you know, it's just ridiculous. And it's like, even
I do think it'll be interesting to sit in EDBs or some of these court TVs, some of these, you know, bigger multi-thousand chats, the day this evidence starts coming out, the day the ME testifies and they explain how he died, and
I think
they
they're never
explain
gonna,
the internal hemorrhaging and everything.
I think people just like to follow groupthink a lot of times in chat. So whenever you have a majority of people start pushing the conspiracy angle, they're all going to jump because they just feel like they want to be part of the group. And, oh, it's so weird, this conspiracy. And it's also more exciting when you do that. And that's what I think is going to probably happen. I don't think they're going to change their tune even when they have facts, because they'll never accept facts. Because unfortunately,
No, there's diehard people who are wedded to what they've backed, and the cognitive dissonance is just going to be crushing for them. But I think the defense runs a serious risk here. If they truly kitchen sink, the jury's going to wise up eventually and go, wait, but the last testimony it was the dog, and this testimony it was a teenager, and there it's that he wasn't even there yet, and that one was, did you see Santa Claus on the site? And at some point you run the risk of throwing so much nonsense at the jury that they realize you're just fumbling and you're pulling stuff out of thin air.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I noticed, because like I felt like the EMT stuff is just a complete waste. I mean, like how they did it, like trying to make it so that they're like part of this conspiracy and stuff. And like all they really needed to do was just simply say, hey, why don't we just say that this person misheard? Like we just laid the groundwork that they could have misheard my clients, they did, and we move on from there. And but instead they just wasted all this time to try to paint these EMTs as biased and that they are trying to attempt to like plant evidence and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. The cops, I mean, like, I think the solo cops was good, but I think like the 22 years ago thing, I think most of the juries was like, what the fuck are you even talking about at that point? And it's just, I felt like it was just a waste at a certain point. Some of it was just completely, and I think it's confusing the jury. I think it's confusing a lot of people at this point.
I wonder if Yanetti's public confession on behalf of his client on the courthouse steps would fall under attorney-client privilege of a press conference.
No, that wouldn't come on attorney-client privilege.
I keep asking about that.
It was a tragic mistake my client did. It's like, yeah. Her mistake was she meant to say, did I hit him? That's going to be his defense.
Well, based on what I heard on another stream that I may or may not have been on the other night with another one of Turtle Boy's victims.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Troll Mafia. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. She thinks that Turtle Boy is going after her so hard because she actually was there when somebody was dumb enough to state out of privilege that they knew that she was guilty because she had said that she did it to her lawyer, which her lawyer has under privilege. But if her lawyer tells somebody else that and then they publicly state it, it's not privileged information anymore. It's not admissible in the case, but that seems to be the reason she thinks she's being gone at so hard. If that is true, it's huge.
Yeah, but the problem is you got to prove it. You know what I mean? There's no way you're going to prove it with just a word, and unfortunately.
Well, and what leads me to believe that that's true is that when she was first picked up for manslaughter, Yannetti said this was a tragic accident. My client didn't mean to hit him. There was no malice here. So the first charge, they were clearly admitting that it happened, and they were going to go for a whoopsie defense, which would have been smart for her to take a plea. She probably would have gotten 6 months, if that, and 2 years suspended and walked. But they went all in on everybody, including Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and Bigfoot, on the defense for the murder too, which is, I think, a 20-year sentence.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I think a lot of people are questioning Yannetti's thought process. I was watching Yellow Cottage Tales. They had this attorney, and he's even questioning what the fuck is Yannetti doing working with Turtle Boy. Like, this is a respected attorney, years respected in the community, in the defense side, and he's just fucking completely going bonkers working with this Turtle Boy. So a lot of people are questioning him. I'm sure a lot of other attorneys are looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? You're throwing away 15 years of a great reputation. You're working with this Alan Jackson guy who's got a shitty reputation too, a little bit, defending scumbags and a little bit of his other antics he's done,
Isn't there an ethical dilemma there as a defense attorney? If your client confesses to you Aren't you supposed to recuse yourself? So if you
I don't
put him
know.
on the stand and say, "Did you do it?" You're not suborning perjury.
Yeah, I think that would be suborn perjury if you knew your client was lying. But the thing is, you got to prove that you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like there would have to be like a third party that would be willing to sit down and testify and say, yeah, they absolutely knew that their client was guilty and they put them on. And that might explain another reason why she's not going to be on the stand, because if he asked her that question on the stand, he would be doing perjury. So maybe that's another reason why she's not going on that stand, because he knows that if he puts her on that stand and he asks, "Did you hit John O'Keefe?" and she says no, and he knows for a fact that she did hit him, that would be perjury, and she would be and then he would be in fucking big trouble, and she would be. I mean, like that would be a big deal. And if ever that came out, his career and he would be over, and he might even go to jail.
I think his excuse, if he's ever questioned on this, and Jackson's as well, probably if they lose, will be, she gave us $500,000 to get her through pretrial, and we're not going to disclose how much to get her through trial. And it was her decision on how she wanted the defense to run, so we did what she asked. That's what I think it's going to be.
Privilege is basically stuff like you and your attorney talked about, Happy Life. But if, let's say, a third party was in the room, it breaks privilege. So, for instance, like I'm an attorney and Brienne is an attorney. We're in a room, we're talking, and suddenly Corrosive walks in, and he hears everything. That would break the privilege, and suddenly there's no privilege at that point. That's how it works.
And then they all know what it is that I did, and B, Tim and Brianna are trying to cover up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But the problem is that if you know your client, like, because you have to, like, you're putting your client on the stand, and they're not supposed to lie. And if your client tells you, "I hit that person and I hit them with the car accidentally," and you put them on the stand to basically like knowingly lie on the stand, that is a major ethics probably violation. You could probably also go to jail at that point. So.
Could you imagine her on the stand? She can't even sit at the defense table without looking psychotic.
Well, the problem is that she would have to, if she went on that stand, she'd be torn to pieces because she changed her story 4 fucking times.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you stand? I mean, like, they're already mad at the fucking EMT worker because he said puffy jacket. This woman changed her alibi 4 times. I mean, okay, that's even significantly worse than any of these witnesses, what they've done, changed. You know?
Yeah. Eager beaver jacket guy. I don't know if he was just confused about the fact that it was a sweatshirt or if he got mixed up as far as the clothing, but he was very happy to provide that detail.
And if Officer O'Keefe is such a local hero, many people on that jury would know how he dressed even in January. Everyone in my hometown knows that my husband wears hoodies and shorts 24/7, 365.
That's the other thing that they're flirting with. The defense is flirting with fucking themselves on this. It is a small town. Like we said, 23,000 people as of January 22. So there is a good chance that one of those EMTs or one of those cops has helped out a family member or somebody that somebody knows for each of those jury members at one point or another. And to have the defense be as belligerent with the witnesses as they are, and they are getting belligerent with a witness. Like they're not cross-examining the defendant in this. They're cross-examining a guy who showed up and tried to put up crimes tape and then couldn't. And they're being obnoxious with him, even to the point where, one more thing, Your Honor. And then Yannetti throws that stinger that he knows is going to get overridden or get objected to and sustained. He knows it. And he throws it in there too. That's some TV court bullshit. That's some Law and Order SVU crap.
And you've been seeing that's been kind of the main go-to with the defense. They do that. They've been doing that a lot. Well, and a lot of people are like, "Whoa, that's so great! The defense is doing." And I'm like, "Yeah, the defense is doing every sleazy tactic they can get away with."
That every time he's doing it every single witness. It's shady as hell. And Emily keeps, I mean, not every time, but there have been a few of those questions. She's gone, "That's good lawyering. He got it in there. It's in their minds." That's sleazy.
Yeah, that's very sleazy. And you have the prosecutor who's trying to follow the rules, he's asking. I mean, like, if you think about it, all the questions has he gone over the line? No, he has not. And it's getting to the point where it's like you can't really, like, I don't know, if you're like a law tuber, you can't really be like champion like, oh, being a sleazy attorney, well, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, no, you should not be telling your fans that being a sleazy attorney is great lawyering.
Right.
It's not something you want the justice system to be about, because then you have a situation where, all you need to do is just be get a bunch of money to get a sleazy attorney that will do almost anything to get you off. And honestly, like, if they really did work with Turtle Boy, it does sound like they've done almost everything to get this woman off.
Oh yeah, they've tried to impeach every witness before they even get on the stand. When they first started leaking stuff to Turtle Boy so he could publish it, so then they could pretend they were organically bringing it into court because they knew they couldn't get it in pretrial. That's when it got dirty. That's where the conspiracy charges are coming from. That's where it's already dirty. And of course, Turtle Boy's fans and the people who want to see blood, they're going, that's good reporting. It's not good reporting if the defense is handing it to you. And Turtle Boy denied for a year that he was in contact with the defense. And then when it was proven, he went, so what? I can talk to anybody I want. So what if I was on the phone with Karen for 40 hours? So what if I took meetings with Yannetti and Jackson? So what? I'm the press. I'm allowed to do that. And everybody's going, that is sleazy. That is not how this is supposed to work.
I do have to say, in Emily Baker's defense and all of LawTube's defense, really, they do come into this not knowing what we know. They don't follow these cases from the ground up like we do.
Right.
They come into it and they only know what the jury has seen and then what is played through the public feed. So I saw them all 180 on Johnny Depp as testimony went on, and I have a very, very strong gut feeling that that's going to happen here too.
You go, man.
I was going to say, I wanted to address Dynamite's comment about the defense using the OJ strategy to put the police department on trial. Yes, and if this was 4 years ago, maybe that would work. Or if it was as it was in OJ right after the LA riots and when Mark Furman was up there, who was horrible. Sure, that might work, but I don't think this is that police force, and I don't think the public hatred of the police is at the level where that's a defense to go with. Your Honor, they're cops, therefore they must be corrupt. I don't think we're in that position anymore, so I don't think that's going to work for them that well.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, you're not gonna. There's not like a tribute. You got to think about the jury. The jury are people from Canton. They're locals. You know what I mean? Unless they get like a jury that's, I don't imagine there's such a rage for the police or so much distrust to the police that they can hope to do that. Also, the problem is that there's other issues that they're dealing with the defense that I don't think law tubers are even catching on. The look on Karen Reed's face, the fact that, this woman is supposed to be hysterical and crying, but yet has shown no emotions at all about anything when it comes to the courtroom. The fact that you have the mother of John crying her eyes out while this woman's so cold. The fact that the brother's staring daggers at, the brother of John is staring daggers at this woman.
Karen was more visibly upset at the police record from a 22-year-old fight not getting entered into evidence in front of the jury than she was listening to the 911 call about supposedly the last moments of her beloved's life. Or was listening to the meds describe in excruciating detail his injuries and what they tried to do to save him. She just sat there and glared through that. The only emotion she's shown is derision and anger, and I can't think that that's working well with the jury.
Yeah, I just don't. There's like multiple things that just don't make sense with this lady, and there's other aspects that are a problem with her. There's a lot of other aspects that are a problem with her.
And I wonder if Lally isn't playing into that a little bit with getting all these people up on the stand who are going, she adored John. She was happy and bubbly and fun to be around, and everything was beautiful and wonderful, and it was a perfect night out. And they were Mr. and Mrs. Cleaver. And
you notice her clothes are different now. Like her clothes are more lighter. They're not as like fucking dark, or even our facial reactions are changing a little bit to be more softer in certain points of it. And
she's trying, but what I'm saying is I think he's going to try and contrast the behavior before it happened, her out of the bar with John, with her behavior after it happened. Her cutting off all contact with everybody, her violating a restraining order that kept her away from Peg's house when she had somebody drive her right past Peg's house in clear violation of the order she's under, stuff like that. I think he is setting that up in this trial so the jury gets to see that you do have an extreme Jekyll and Hyde situation here. That
Also,
she can play the nice girl in public, but in private, when you hear the voicemails that she left John, when you see the text messages, I think that's going to be a completely different side of Karen, and it's not going to look good.
I also say that Alan Jackson is acting like a city slicker attorney, treating people disrespectfully, and I think that that makes great TV, but people don't like bullies. And you're bullying women, and what is he going to do with the orphan children when they testify? Is he going to bully them? Good luck with that. I mean, you're already bullied multiple women. You're bullying everyone else. You're sounding fucking weird. I mean, at one point he spends almost 20 minutes trying to convince the jury about shadow boxing and how violent these people are. And you're sitting here as Alan Jackson's wasting everyone's time with this fucking cockamamie fucking video that no one gives a fuck about.
If they don't pass on the kids, I think Little is going to cross them. I think that may be the only reason she's there at this point.
Yeah, but the problem is that what are you going to say to these kids? I mean, you're going to be like, well, did you hear her? What did you hear her state on the phone? They're going to repeat that. I mean, and heavens forbid if those kids start crying on the stand about the loss of their, adopted father. You're fucked. You're absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
I also think people are forgetting just how long it took Creighton to tighten up his timeline and how long it took him to start rolling out the non-boring witnesses that nailed Alex Murdaugh's ass to the cross.
Yeah. I mean, I think they are, I think it's not going to be good. And she's just not a sympathetic person. And then she goes out on the courtroom steps and she starts smiling. It's fucking weird. And I don't understand how no one understands how this is fucking weird.
God, did you catch when she was leaving court yesterday and she turned to Tinkle Tom and she looked right in his camera with this super insane face and said fullback really loudly with what sounded like a British accent for no apparent reason?
Yeah, she's
like she's giving her supporters sports team positions. Tom's the fullback and I don't know, Yanetti's probably the quarterback or something. It's weird. It's weird. And her strange bullfrog brothers buying donuts for the protesters, and her mom's out there saying Turtle Boy's the best show on YouTube. It's just strange. Nobody has prepped these people on how to not sound like they're definitely playing the media to try and throw this case.
Oh, by the way, since we're on the sub, we're going to talk. What do you think of how Yellow Cottage Tales is doing on Court TV with that Nick guy who set up that GoFundMe?
Nick is absolute proof that winning the lottery cannot turn a hairdresser into a law expert.
Did he win the lottery?
Yeah, that's Nick and Jenna hit the lottery for a shit ton of money. $500,000 I don't know. It was a pretty good lottery hit. And he kind of came into this, from my understanding, because he had the money up front to do stuff like pay for the billboards, buy the standout truck. I don't know if you all knew.
Wait a minute. Wait. He won the lottery and he decided to use his money for Karen Reed. He didn't put he didn't put his money into an index fund or
I don't know what he did with the rest of it, but hold on, I didn't get there yet. He puts the money up and buys it, and then he says, all right, it cost me $6,000, and then all the people throw into the PayPal or the GoFundMe or whatever to pay for it. But he's got the upfront money to buy this stuff. I don't know if people know or not, but they had this standout truck, which is basically a box truck with LED screens around the sides, driving around outside the pretrial hearings with Karen Reed is innocent, free Karen Reed, Free Turtle Boy, stuff like that, driving back and forth directly in front of the courthouse leading up to the trial.
Yeah.
No, it was Smokey. It was definitely fullback, and it's the second day she said it. She said it 2 days in a row. So it's fullback. She wouldn't say fallback. That's a military term. She's not military. Fallback is military or police. And she wouldn't tell Tom to retreat. They're really
Retreat,
playing up. Yeah, they're really playing up to these people all of a sudden. She's glad handing Tom, Yannetti patting Turtle Boy on his diminutive ass.
Well, I mean, does it have anything to do with that I heard in the chat, and I don't know if it's true, that, and this, I'm kind of using the chat, but is it true that she's like $45,000 in the hole and she needs to raise up $45,000 more for her defense?
I have no idea. I know that based on the text messages that were leaked, she had enough money to get them through pre-trial.
Yeah.
And bound Jackson in for pre-trial and was talking about having to come up with some more money. And Jackson said something like, "Don't worry about it. We'll work it out." Or, I'm sure we can figure that out afterwards. I haven't seen anything about the actual trial deal, but I can't imagine pre-trial would be cheaper than the trial itself. And the numbers I saw thrown around, now again, I can't show you this on paper. It's what I remember hearing was $500,000 on pre-trial alone. So that's a lot of goddamn money.
I mean, I can imagine each one of these lawyers are probably getting paid $500 an hour. That's probably cheap. I'm probably making it cheap on this month. And they're all sitting there, and you're talking about 7 hours a day, and then you have working after and then you got experts, and probably experts. You're talking about some of them are getting paid $7.50 an hour. You're talking some major money being spent here, and yeah, maybe that's why she's kind of coming close to these people, because she's going to need another round of fucking money to continue her defense. She's going to need more popcorn. She's going to need more people willing to give her more money. And
I think she found that once they distanced themselves from Code Stink, the donations probably slowed down.
Yeah,
more people are probably donating to Turtle Boy now for his defense fund. Pardon me, where the hell did I get the hiccups? I hate that. They're donating to Turtle Boy, so now she's trying to put a more personable face on it and get closer to Turtle Boy again, because he was definitely iced out for a while after his charges, and hopefully get a little more of the money coming in. You can't sell that much popcorn, and I don't think the merch is selling that well anymore. And the merch money was going to Turtle Boy anyway. He said that on his show.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, these people have to become tapped at some point. These people have all day long to stand outside the court holding signs, chanting, and sitting around in lawn chairs, live streaming. They're not making much money. They're not working. So where is all this money coming from? I think it's drying up. I really do think that.
I think it is drying up. I mean, there's a certain amount. I mean, the issue is you talk about. There's a lot of money that went to this woman from these donations. It's not a small sum of money. I mean, Turtle Boy raised for himself almost over $100,000 easily. And you're talking about these people are getting tapped out. Most of these people are retired. They're not working, like you said, and they don't have more money to give to this woman. And, they want to show a little bit. Queen is putting on a video. What is the video she's playing?
Boy, the hatred for that bartender in Kevin's chat today. Everybody was like, "She's a turtle rider."
I was looking for something. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see.
We can see it.
Hey, we can see it. No, you didn't give us a warning, so I was like,
I don't care if you can see it or not. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I was just looking for something on Karen Reed stuff. Real quick.
Oh, okay.
No big thing. It's all good.
No problem.
But the other thing, we noticed this when Chili sued Kate, and she did her fundraiser to pay her lawyer, who charged her an insane amount of money to do not very much. But I think she raised 60 grand.
We've been paying a lawyer for the last year
Yeah, she raised 60 grand or something. And she said up front, this could take years, folks. This is a federal civil suit. This could take years. And after 2 months, people were going, "It's a scam. It hasn't been resolved yet."
Yeah, Queen, does it sound familiar?
I think people do not understand how long some of these trials take. They don't get it can be 10 years from charge to trial, depending on how much stalling goes on.
Yeah. Right, Queen?
Oh yes, what sounds all too familiar.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what people don't understand with lawsuits, man. They just don't understand the cost, the fucking how many years it takes, the amount of bullshit one has to go through. It's fucking a lot. And now make it a murder trial where you're dealing with like fighting for your life and like when I heard $500,000 free trial for 2 years, I said, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense for Karen Reed. Especially if we got fucking Yannetti and Jackson and all these other people working for her, So yeah, I can see it, but maybe Netflix will buy. She'll get a Netflix special and she'll get her money back.
Well, they've got a documentarian riding with them. I don't know if you noticed that they've got somebody with a running camera that piles out of the car with them every day. So
you think the glare will be in the documentary?
Who would play the glare? Who would play the glare?
I kind of want the glare to be in a documentary, to be honest with you. I kind of want it just so I can laugh at it.
You think Dolly is going to get a cameo for sitting as a lonely troll across the
No,
street?
JLR will. JLR got the limelight on that one. He didn't. He lost his opportunity, Dolly.
Just stick Ted Kaczynski across the street in his sunglasses and his hoodie, and he can stand in for Dolly.
Queen, do you think he'll be in the documentary? That's a yes. Queen will be in the documentary.
No, I got to agree with Smokey. It's not a game, but a lot of people on Twitter are treating this like a game. We're right, you're wrong, and when we're shown to be right, you're going to delete your account and go away. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to admit I was wrong, but I'm not deleting my account because this isn't something like if I'm mistaken about this, it doesn't make me less of a person to be mistaken. Like being right about this doesn't.
Wait, you mean
make
this
me
isn't
superior.
Game of Thrones edition? This isn't the Game of Thrones edition?
No, but one lady I was arguing with on Twitter the other night said when they came back from Winterfell, I'm like, Waterfall, idiot, not Winterfell.
Well, I mean, maybe when they fought the White Walkers, that's how that all happened. Yeah, I mean, I think like let's say like Karen Reed gets acquitted, I'd be like, okay, well, it doesn't mean I'm wrong in my opinion. I based upon the facts, just means the jury just didn't come to that decision, and that's what happens in law cases. It's like,
well, and those of us
you can prove. So
yeah, those of us,
those
of us on the side of her guilt also have that little hidden caveat that is with thinking the person is guilty, that they're not found innocent, they're found not guilty. There's a difference.
Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that woman is guilty, and I truly believe that woman is evil in my mind.
I do not see this ending in a unanimous not guilty verdict. I see it ending in a hung jury or a mistrial.
Yeah. And I even think if she gets convicted, they might try to do a retrial. I really do.
I think if she gets convicted, I still think murder 2 might be a stretch. I can see her getting hit with the DUI and the manslaughter, and the murder 2 not being a conviction.
Yeah, well, it depends on the center counsel. The guy told the jury when they went out to the scene to look at the car and look at the site where the body was found. He said, pay close attention to the center counsel. And I'm thinking that's going to be the main situation where it's going to point out why they upped the charge. Because remember, the charges were upped right after the accident reconstruction happened. Yep. And to me, that really tells me that there's something in that accident reconstruction that made them make their decision on that.
And from what I understand, there's 2 different computers in that car. There's like the Bosch data system, which logs one thing, and then there's another like secondary black box system in it. I do know that if there's an adverse event, that if the car is cycled 200 times without it reoccurring, that event clears. It's either 100 or 200, which is what everybody's talking about today. Which was, did she sit there in the garage with the door open and turn the car on and off 100 or 200 times to clear the data? Now, I don't know if that happened. I don't know if she'd have the presence of mind to do that, though her brother is a Lexus dealer, so maybe he'd know that. But then again, people are also saying there were no deployment events with her backing up and hitting someone. Well, there wouldn't be, because airbags don't deploy when you're backing up. They only deploy when you hit something forward. There's no rear airbags. There's a seat behind you. So I don't know that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think if they can show that she turned off the crash warning system, either when backing out in the driveway, which she had done probably 100 times and never hit his car, or before she hit him, which would be even more damning, then that would explain the murder too. Yeah. I don't think she meant to hit him. I think she was either just backing up and pissed off, or she meant to scare him and it didn't work. Maybe he slipped in the snow. Maybe that's where his shoe came off. Maybe he was trying to get out of the way. She clipped him, hit him in the elbow. His arm hit the door. We've already discussed that. And then it got bad.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, I hope she gets convicted. And I also hope a lot of people get sued. And I hope, you know what I mean? That's just my hope. But, you know, unfortunately, I've been alive a little bit. I know, unfortunately, you know, evil sometimes tries over good, and sometimes sleazy motherfuckers get off. And that's just how it is. So she might get off. That's why I say, you know, she might get acquitted. She might step off and walk away, and then she'll get a Netflix special and everyone will treat her. And it's like, you know, sometimes evil people get away with shit. And you just gotta deal
Do you
with it.
think if it ends without an acquittal, do you think they'll bother to retry her at this point?
I don't know. I mean, it could. I mean, like I don't know if they would retry her at that point because they threw everything but the kitchen sink at her.
Yeah.
And
the investigation was so weird. I don't want to call it incompetence. I just want to call it inexperience. It's certainly, if you just look at the investigation on its own, it doesn't look good, but it also doesn't look like a conspiracy to me.
But I do think like they might go after her for witness intimidation. Like they might, if they really got pissed off out of it, or they might just throw everything at her. Like be like, oh, we're going to charge you with witness intimidation because we found out you were texting this guy and doing this, and they might throw everything at her. You know what I mean? It's just, you never know, honestly. The state's a weird thing, you know? Depends on the political momentum. But I do know that, like, at that certain point, I think she'd probably get more support because people would be like, look, they're coming after her with even more stuff. And she'd get more money, and it would become a bigger thing. And, you know, she might get a Netflix special. She might get her own TV show. Maybe AMC will get her on there and get her own fucking TV show. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe it'll end up like the Tiger King, though. There's always that hope.
I hate to have to leave this conversation, but I am starting to get sleepy.
Yeah.
What
time is court tomorrow, or is there court tomorrow?
Should be 9 o'clock, and it's a half day tomorrow.
Yeah.
So figure on 10 after 9 by the time Bev gets in there. For some reason, she deals with something before court every morning, and she's always late.
Yeah. Anyway, Queen. Hi, Queen. I'm gonna have to skedaddle.
Yep, I'm here. I'm gonna skedaddle right on with you.
All right, guys. Good talking to you, Queen. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I appreciate y'all hanging out. Thank you, guys. And like I said, sorry I don't really have too much to add because I haven't really been following it, but we can chit chat. We need a kick it stream anyways. You know what I'm saying? We need where we can chit chat and hang out for a little bit and talk some shit. Because there's still a whole lot of shit we got to talk about. But B. Tim was stoked to talk about this case, so I had to let him come up and, you know what I'm saying, get it out. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I'll catch you in Discord. Catch you on the flip side. We'll be on here tomorrow at some point in time. I will catch you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the memberships and for being members and stuff and supporting the channel. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one, y'all.